and blend them up, and they looked around and they saw that there was high levels of lead. What they failed to realize at first was that the blender had lead in it. And so the squirrels are fine to eat. Just want you to know that. Did you guys eat squirrel?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guy in the paper said, it doesn't taste like chicken, it tastes like squirrel.
It is. I didn't like it. I ate it when I was a kid, and I didn't. It reminds me of rabbit, if you've ever had rabbit. It's kind of similar, like real dark.
Well, isn't rabbit
meat.
supposed to be like a French delicacy, though? Don't is that true?
Yeah, but a lot of
Howard, I don't know. I've never been to Jean Georges.
Yeah. One guy said that he enjoys the leg of the squirrel, the hind leg.
Ooh.
That's the best part?
Yeah.
Well, that would be the most muscular.
Yeah, your dad, like, he knows no fear. Like, he'll eat anything that lives.
Well, the town that he grew up in, he introduced squirrels to that area.
He made squirrel raviolis.
Well, I guess he
What does he mean he introduced
He caught a squirrel. I guess
never heard of squirrel before?
Well, no, there were no squirrels in this town he grew up in.
He was a squirrel importer.
Yeah, he did, really. He got squirrels from, I don't know, out of Missouri or something.
Johnny Squirrel Seed.
And he brought squirrels into this town, and they started reproducing. And in a few years, he said they were everywhere, and that's when they started hunting them.
So your father's the direct opposite of St. Patrick. He marched the rats into a town.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't think there are going to be any statues erected to him.
I can't imagine.
Dang.
I cannot imagine eating a squirrel.
Look,
I mean, if I was
had
really hungry,
right,
I'd eat anything, but...
But in New York City and stuff, they're kind of like you see them in Central Park, and they're real cute and stuff. But out in the wild, you just see them running around in trees. They're more kind of like wild animals out there.
How many do you have to kill to put together a decent meal? I would think you'd have to eat like 6 or 7 of them.
70.
Well, I mean,
I'll take
if
2
you're
squirrels.
if you're
70
like
makes
Artie,
a nice squirrel salad.
How many do you have to kill to eat for 2?
Probably 2 or 3.
Oh, really?
I'd say 1 squirrel per person.
You can get that much meat off of a squirrel?
Yeah.
Wow.
They're a little meatier than they look.
No kidding. I would be more ashamed of that than cannibalism.
Yeah, I'd rather eat a person.
I just saw a documentary about the Donner Party.
Right.
And for years their family wanted to prove that no, they didn't eat the other people. And supposedly one of the women who was a descendant of one of the ones who survived said, "Oh no, now there's scientists have proven that we didn't eat other people. My great-grandfather didn't eat another person, but to me, I'd rather eat another person than a squirrel."
Right.
Isn't it
What
really
were they
hard?
eating?
Isn't it really hard to kill a squirrel? To actually take your rifle and hit it? Have you ever shot one?
I haven't, but my dad does.
You said
can
your
hit it?
father's a great shot.
Yeah.
And your dad can hit it from how far away?
Well, they're probably about 20 to 25 feet up in a tree.
Headshot?
And well, no.
If you hit him in the body, it's almost like all the meat's gone.
But yeah, it'll kind of ruin the meat. But yeah, it'll still knock him out of the tree if you hit him in the body. But you want to try and get the head. But
What are you using?
probably a 308 or something like that, like a rifle or a 22. But
your dad can hit a squirrel on the run? Mm-hmm. Wow.
My dad has amazing eyesight. Like, we'll be driving down the road, and he can see a squirrel out of the corner of his eye in a tree that's like half a mile away.
And will he run out of the car and kill it just so he'll have dinner that night?
No, not usually. He'll just say, "Hey, look over there. You see that squirrel?" Or he'll see a deer from a mile away without even, just driving down the road
He's a real
off
hunter.
the side. Yeah.
That's his thing.
Like, he notices animals all around him without even looking for them.
Well, who do you think would be better at survival, Chuck Zito or his dad?
Who do you want, if you're stranded in the woods?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you want Richard's dad, but in an urban setting, you want Chuck Zito.
Mm-hmm.
I think
They're
Chuck.
different kinds of animals.
Yeah, because Chuck will organize people and get them doing everything for him.
I think Chuck will have better stories too. I'm Richard's father. He's got some great stories. I bet.
He's
right?
got some wild ones.
Richard, grab the wheel. I'm going to get us dinner. So, did your dad ever pull over and go, "I'll get dinner," and then just shoot some stuff?
Not really, because he's more of a sportsman. He'd go, if he sees it on the side of the road and goes to get it, that's not really a sport. He'd rather go out in the woods and spend a day, going after the animal. That's more sportsmanlike.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's cool. Does he have certain rules of fishing too?
Real rules.
No, not really. Fish aren't like the same. Fish aren't as hard to get.
Me and a bunch of my buddies at the Jersey Shore when I was in high school, we had this rowboat we took out by the Barnegat Bridge, and it was nighttime, and we would shine a flashlight on the water, and the crabs would swim up to the light, and we'd net them. And we got busted. The Coast Guard came and said you can be arrested for that because it's not sportsmanlike.
Yeah.
There are rules that you got to give.
Fair.
It's not fair to the crab.
And there's something called noodling that's only legal in Oklahoma.
You told us about that.
Yeah, where you go and grab the catfish out of their holes in the water when they're spawning. They're like laying their eggs in these holes in a certain time of year, and people can go reach into these holes, feel around, they'll feel a catfish and grab its mouth and pull it out. No. Sometimes the catfish are like 80 pounds, and there's people in Kansas you'll see with their fingers missing, or in Oklahoma with their fingers missing because they reached in and grabbed a turtle, yeah.
Wow.
Happened there. But yeah,
imagine losing your finger to a turtle.
So that's what all those missing fingers are about.
Yeah.
I was wondering. I knew what the missing teeth were from. I didn't know what the missing fingers were from.
Usually noodling, yeah.
I thought they were all shop teachers.
Yeah, your old man's something else, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's the guy you want, like your father was in Vietnam, too. So that's the kind of guy who goes. Like, they get these tough motherfuckers out there. And
then when they get back from Vietnam, they all move to, like, Kansas and get in the rural area.
Because then they can still hunt and
still kill shit.
Well, when I was growing up, all I ate was catfish because he fished all the time. Quail, we ate a lot of quail because he loved to quail hunt.
Pigeons.
Raccoon. We never ate pigeons. They were too much. I mean, pigeons, I think, carry a lot of disease. Mm-hmm. So we never ate pigeons, but just all wild game. That's what we lived on when I was
Raccoons is the one that I cannot believe.
Yeah.
That just looks like nasty shit.
It's actually
you might as well be eating a ton of squirrels. That's horrible.
The squirrel is a little nastier than raccoon.
Should Dad and Mom ever go to the supermarket and just get like a steak or something?
Oh, yeah, they do that too. Yeah, like my dad makes an awesome hamburger too, but just it's so much cheaper and they love the sport and of hunting and fishing.
What do you mean? What does your mom do in all this?
Oh, you never watched the special on his family.
No.
She's got a huge part in this. I mean, the dad goes out and kills it. He takes it back to this house of horrors. I mean, the barn, and then that's where he skins them. And then you can watch that whole. There's a special on Howard TV. I don't know if it's still up there because we rotate shows a lot, but there was one with Richard's parents. And then the dad skins him. And once he skins him, then it's over to Mom. Mom prepares the whole thing, cooks the whole thing. I mean, she spends all day on it because you got to get that squirrel and raccoon taste out of that meat. I mean, you just can't fry that up and eat it.
Is that right?
Yeah, she stews it for the whole day. There's onions. There's all kinds of crap.
Beer. Sometimes you put it in beer.
Yeah, you spend the day trying to get rid of the fact that you're eating a raccoon.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You got to get rid of what it is to get it down.
It's vile.
But when you think about it, like how
but you got to do it.
How is a chicken that much different than a raccoon?
You want to know something? It really isn't. It's a bird. You're eating a bird.
Yeah.
Every time I say that, I'm going to throw up.
Yeah, you guys are eating birds now.
Like chickens actually.
I don't do it anymore.
Chickens actually probably eat as much junk and gross stuff as raccoons.
It's all It's all when you think about what we're doing, like something with a face and eyes, and
and it's hard sometimes growing up on a farm because we have pet chickens. Like we had one named Shithead, and we had chickens that are tamer that we won't eat, but it's still hard when you get attached to a chicken and then you're eating chicken that
And I'm
night.
sure you've eaten a lot of Shithead's friends.
Yeah.
That's weird, making one a pet and then eating the other ones.
Well, when I was a kid, we had a calf that was my pet for about a year.
And then what?
Well, then he had to go bye-bye and go to the... But
Did you beg your dad not to eat him?
I didn't beg, but I cried like when we put him in the trailer to take him away. And
what'd you like? That's pathetic and heartbreaking.
Right.
Did your dad respond at all?
Yeah, but
did he make you eat it?
I did eat it. Yeah.
He said to you have to eat it.
No, he didn't say I had to, but I just did. When you're on a farm, that's kind of part of life. I used to feed all the animals, so I knew I was attached to all the animals.
Does it make you sad to think about that?
It
you
does.
Eat all your little friends.
Yeah.
Makes me sad that a calf is pretty evolved. They can even follow commands, and they can they think kind of like my dog. We'll say to my dog, my dog has a bed on the other side of the apartment because she snores. And I go, Bianca, go to bed now, and I'll get you in the morning. And she gets up, and she walks over to her bed. I mean, she's pretty
And now
evolved.
you're going to eat her?
That's what I mean. Like, doesn't the calf like even respond to somebody? Like when the calf would see you, would it get excited?
It would come over to me, and I could pet it, and I would go out in the field and see it. But when we bought the calf, we bought it specifically for eating. It wasn't bought. If it was
No, I
bought as my
understand that, but
pet,
how old were you? You were a little kid.
I was probably 10 or 11.
yeah, you don't understand that.
Yeah.
You see this wonderful little creature, and
Could you imagine eating Bianca?
yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, one day we go, well, we're hungry.
But I wasn't as close to this calf as you are to Bianca.
Right.
But it was something that I would go feed every day and pet. And, usually you're not petting your food before you eat it.
Yeah, man, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's a
Well,
hard
you talk
one.
about what chickens eat. That special I saw on Killer Ants. They got into this village and they got into the chicken coop. These ants and the chicken were eating all the killer ants. They'll eat anything. It's
Yeah.
true. I mean, there's
Did the
cabin.
calf have a name?
I think like Caffey or something.
The
Kathy.
naming of the animals out there is really crazy.
Yeah, you were as bad at naming animals as I was. I had little pets. I told you my frog was Dainty Jainty.
See, but that's a
made no
little
sense.
creative.
Yeah, but Caffey is really bad. I mean,
That's
Dainty
just like-
Jainty isn't much better, but Caffey.
We were just lazy when it came to names. I
I'm
guess.
going to name, what is this again? A cow? I want to name him Cowie.
And me and my
This
sister,
here's Froggy.
me and my sister were
Yeah, you just put an IE on everything.
This is Chicken.
catty.
Chatty.
Me and my sister were in 4-H, so we'd get hogs every summer to raise for the county fair, and hogs are the same as cows. Like if you raise them, they get kind of tame, and
Well, they say pigs
Are very intelligent.
are smarter than dogs.
Yeah.
they're great pets. But these hogs would get huge. I mean, several 100 pounds. So we couldn't really keep them as pets, but we'd take them to the county fair and then show them like at a show where we win ribbons. But then it was so sad because at the end of the county fair, all the big trucks come in to take the pigs away. And you see just all these kids that are so sad that their hogs are going off to the
It
slaughterhouse.
was like Schindler's Pigs.
It was. It's
And did
really
you feel
sad.
like, gee, maybe I could save one of the pigs, or
Well, I mean,
I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably keep them, but the whole point of doing it
Right.
was they get a certain age, and it's
Yeah,
just
there's
time
poor-
for them to be food. I
And they're
guess.
poor people. They need the money or the food.
Well, that was it too. That was a big part of our income. Me and my sister would sell these pigs at the county fair. They'd bring like $250 a piece. And so me and my sister each get $500. That's
That's a lot of money.
lot
man.
of money. Plus, feeding a pig is really expensive.
Right.
I mean, you can feed them scraps and stuff too, but mostly we'd buy these big feed bags that were really expensive.
Yeah, so you got to make a return on your investment.
Yeah,
Bacon tastes too good to save those pigs, man.
yeah.
Oh boy, that's tough, man. Eating your pet.
Seems
Yeah.
like a lot of hard work just to,
When you
gut
It's
the
a different
animal.
lifestyle
Yeah.
out there, definitely.
when you ate cafe, were you like thinking the whole time, this is cafe?
No, not really. I mean, I was a kid, so after a week or so, I
How long
kinda was
before
over
Kathy
it.
hit the table?
Probably a week, I guess.
Yeah.
From
Oh, really?
yeah,
When
I
your
can't
dad
really
killed it and then
remember.
it took a week to eat cafe?
No, my dad wouldn't kill it. He would they took it to the
Butcher?
Butcher, yeah. And
Your dad wouldn't kill cafe? He would pay someone to do that?
yeah, I mean,
I'm shocked.
Yeah, he can't. I don't.
He doesn't
he's
know how to
never-
kill a calf?
No, that's like brutal. I think I don't. Most people can't do something like that.
Yeah, but then you got to pay some dude. Your dad didn't have a lot of money.
Yeah, but
You know,
but that it was a lot cheaper than buying the beef at the store. That's why we did it because the butcher didn't charge much, and you could get a ton, like a year's worth of meat
Off a calf.
off of a cow or a calf. Yeah.
Really? A year's? What do? You freeze it?
We had a deep freeze, yeah. But that's just that's a whole different thing when you kill like that. Killing a cow or like a pig, that's something most farmers don't do. They take it to the butcher to do it because
Wow.
that's like really hard to do. Real sad.
Jeez.
Sorry to bum you out.
Yeah, man.
It's kind of funny to me.
It's kind of funny.
But that's the whole story of Silence of the Lambs.
I mean, I don't. Talk about great birthday gifts. Shuli got me the best gift of anybody.
Which is?
He entered me in a Bacon of the Month club.
See, that's the problem with these movies, like Jerry Seinfeld's Bee Movie, and now they even like try to make bees nice little things. Like now, everything becomes like human-like when you take these animals and you start putting
Well, after I
human
saw,
attributes to them.
like when Babe came out, that pig was so cute. I never wanted to eat bacon again after that.
I don't eat bacon. I
Where is
I don't
Babe?
eat it much.
I don't eat
but-
the pigs or the cows, or it's too highly evolved for me. Chickens are probably too highly evolved. I'm starting to get turned off to that.
Oh, come on. Chicken tastes good.
I love it. What am I
I
going to do?
gave it all up. It's fine.
But you never.
Well, you might go back.
No,
You know,
I
it's
won't.
funny because I had dinner with my daughter last night. My oldest daughter's like you know.
Yeah.
She's probably eating nothing. Looking at that tofu, and then she says, I'm thinking of going back to.
I don't eat tofu even.
Yeah,
That's too
and
evolved for me.
And she actually doesn't like tofu either.
Right.
She says, but she goes, I'm mostly into vegetables, but I'm, running out of things to eat. I'm starting to think about some fish and chicken. I go, I'm some father. I go, order yourself some chicken. Come on. I'd be honored if you did it in front of me. If you're going to do it in front of me. Yeah.
Oh,
The guys are all back here. It's like Robin's like, she like quit smoking 3 weeks ago. You know what I mean? And
right.
that's just,
All right.
I'm just
She's
telling
trying.
you.
you're totally
I'm-
going to eat that stuff again, Robin.
Sure.
What
I've gone
about
to restaurants with Robin where we order some fish. That woman, I've never seen her have sex, but I've never seen a happier face when she's eating that.
Right.
Oh,
I like
yeah.
gourmet cooking, so that's what we were eating. It wasn't a fish with the bones in and the head on.
No.
So you cut out fish? Did you cut out milk and cheese? too?
Everything
Wow.
that comes from an animal.
Now listen to her. She has a cold.
I don't have.
Really working.
Have
My
a roast
nose
beef
is
sandwich.
stuffy.
No.
Have a roast beef sandwich.
You're getting a cold. I see what's going on.
Fine, we'll see. I'll be fine.
What is that voice today?
Kill a calf.
It's my nose being stuffed out
Too many animals.
from too dry air.
You need
All
some.
those colonics. You're still getting a cold.
You need some cashew parmesan.
Look, you're eating fish and chicken. You get colds.
But
Nah.
like I go to the strip house and I'll get a big steak with the sauces and everything. It's the greatest thing ever. You never miss that.
No, I never liked it as a kid. It used to I used to gag on it. My mother would force me to stand there and eat the fucking steak. I would just. It was,
But had to have been to like a gourmet steakhouse, right? They had a filet mignon or something.
I don't even remember it.
Oh man.
I don't even remember it.
A good steak, you shouldn't have to put all the sauce on it.
Well, I know I'm kind of redneck, I guess. So I love
You
sauce.
got a nice
but-
steak at like one of these great steakhouses in New York. You shouldn't put A1 all over that room.
No, I don't. Some of the
Probably one of Caffey's relatives.
I know.
I'm thinking about poor little
A
Caffey.
descendant.
How old was Caffey when
When you ate
him?
Well, he was still a calf, but he was probably about. I mean, I considered him a calf. I guess he was probably about a year old, maybe.
Wow.
It's been so
How
long.
much did he weigh?
Probably maybe 800, 900 pounds, something like
When
that.
you
or
would call,
1,000
when you would
pounds.
say, "Hey, Caffey, come here. It's Richard."
Yeah.
Would he walk over to you? Mm-hmm. Oh shit!
and then he would shit on your foot.
And then would he ever lay down on his back or something and help you rub his belly?
No, he never was that affectionate. But he would come over and he would. It was really cute. He'd nudge me with his head because he knew I had a feed bucket and stuff. And he mostly was friends with me because I brought him feed. But
Like
he
dogs.
would- yeah.
Did you like to scratch him and stuff?
Yeah, I would pet him on the head while he was eating, and he'd
And
wag
then
his
I'd
tail.
kiss him.
I never did any of that kind of stuff.
Boy, when I used to blow Caffey.
I can't believe I was blowing my dinner.
Caffey, come over here. I got my
Caffey,
hip
what?
boots on.
Caffey, come here. You're going to taste so good with ketchup or steak sauce.
And
I
then
got
I
a
used to
feet-
put Caffey's hind legs in the front of my boots, and when I'd fuck him, he couldn't run away.
I got a feed bag and a blow job for you,
He
Caffey.
was stump trained. I'd tap him on the head, he'd back up.
There was a guy in Kansas that, that they
Here we
caught.
go.
They caught him in a barn hanging upside down, and somehow he was banging a cow while he was hanging it. He had his feet tied to the top of the barn with a rope, and hanging upside down, banging a cow.
Hey, Ned, what you doing?
It's called tantric cow sex.
Yeah,
Was he doing it to crystal meth or something?
it must have been.
Yeah, there's a lot of crystal meth going on out in Kansas.
And you
know.
think it makes you screw cows?
Well, you know what it is?
Makes
No,
you
I don't
do
think
it.
it. No, that's just a whole nother perversion. But what it is that we all have this image in our minds of the small town and, rural America. And the truth of the matter is that a lot of these farms are an economic disaster, that the families
Right.
can't support themselves. The kids aren't really, getting up early and doing chores. They're all, they're
They're
converting.
getting up screwing the cow.
Well, they're getting up and converting their barns into crystal meth laboratories. I mean,
It's an
a good
epidemic.
crop. Yeah, right?
Oh my God, it's
Really?
a bad epidemic in the Midwest. Yeah. Like we call them crankster gangsters. You'll see these people, they look like skeletons and their teeth are black and rotted out, and
Vampires.
they're just obviously on crank, but they don't care.
That's where those zombie movies come from.
That's vampires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always thought the coolest vampire movie would be, see, if we just followed you around on the farm, and instead of animals, we looked at them as human beings who were in the service of vampires, you'd have the greatest vampire movie. In other words, how did we treat Kathy? Kathy was like somebody we fed and we even talked to and pet and all that other stuff. And then one day we just decide to slaughter them and eat them.
Right.
Oh,
Like
so
that would be a real, like, to see like life in a vampire house where they, listen,
They have a human farm, you mean?
Yeah, and like, some of the, in fact, they might even like some of the humans and then keep them around as pets.
They call them like,
and have them all naked and shit. Like, you never put clothes on a human. Not if you're a vampire. So I started thinking about this. I said, I could write a really cool vampire movie. All I'd have to do is just hang out on a farm and then, turn the farmers into vampires.
Yes, and the animals would be the humans.
Right.
what would you call the human pets? Like humany?
Yeah,
or something?
you give them names.
Yeah.
This is my favorite, Dracula. Oh, you call him Dracula? Yeah, because I name him after the great Dracula. He's our hero. And Dracula gets to live in the house and see all the disgusting shit, but it's not supposed to freak him out. In fact, he even eats some humans too, Dracula, because he eats whatever we eat. We give him table scraps.
The basic tenet of vampires is they always have human helpers.
Right.
And then the gift they give to the human helper is immortality.
Yeah,
they
but
one day convert them.
My vampires would never do that. I would never convert a dog to a human. Although maybe I would. Maybe I'd say, I really like this one.
Dog.
I don't want it to go away.
If you could, would you turn Bianca into a human if you had a way to?
No, then Bianca would be annoying like all the other humans. I like Bianca because Bianca's a dog.
But Bianca could live forever as a vampire dog.
You see, dogs
okay.
make it very easy for you to love them.
Yeah.
They'll do anything you say.
They don't piss you off and talk
exactly.
back to you. Yeah.
So then I was going to sit down and write
Human beings are a challenge.
I was going to sit down and write my vampire movie, and then I was too lazy. I was just like, fuck this. I ain't writing no vampire
You should
movie.
write a treatment or something.
Treatment. I've written enough
We should
treatments.
get some treatments for you.
Yeah.
Mental treatment.
Electroshock treatment.
I would do that on the air sometime.
You want a
Electroshock?
shock treatment?
Yeah.
Nah.
Make a list of the shit we couldn't do to you.
No amputation or anything, but other than that,
Not a
it's
finger.
fine.
Maybe come on for the show.
Come on.
For, maybe a pinky, but I play drums, so that would maybe a pinky toe.
This is Richard's big day too. My God.
Halloween, yeah.
Yeah.
I got you a gift.
You did?
Yeah, here.
Happy Halloween.
Legends of the Chelsea Hotel.
Oh, cool.
There's a
Thanks, Artie.
supposedly the Chelsea Hotel is haunted, and there's a new book out about it. And you could. I told Richard for Halloween, which is like Christmas to him, I got him that book, and I'm gonna I'm gonna pay for him and his girlfriend to stay at the Chelsea Hotel.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's awesome.
How
Thanks,
sweet of
Artie.
you.
You got to let me take you out for a steak or something.
No, that's all right.
That's
I'm fine. I'll get my own steak.
Richard's in shock that your gift isn't like a goof or a gag. It's like what?
I love this stuff. I know, like Sid Vicious, his ghost
stabbed
is
his
supposed
girlfriend.
to haunt there. Yeah.
Oh, is that where it happened?
Yeah, he stabbed her at the Chelsea Hotel.
Sid Vicious is going to be there.
Yeah.
And Dylan Thomas, the poet,
And Kathy.
when he drank himself to death, he was
He
living
died
at
over there, yeah.
Hey, Kathy's at the hotel.
He did 17 shots of whiskey in a row, I heard.
Who?
Yeah,
Dylan-
but
Dylan
that's
Thomas,
that's
the
another
poet.
thing. Supposedly at the White Horse Tavern in the Village, this poet Dylan Thomas drank himself to death, but that's not true. He that's the last place he drank, but he died in like a hospital.
What if you go to that hotel and you see Kathy's ghost? Moo.
I'd probably cry.
Moo, why did you eat me? Moo. They don't say boo, they go moo.
And he's just like a lame ghost, like,
Yeah.
aren't you
nudge
scared of
me.
me? Not really.
I trusted you, moo. You ate me with steak sauce, you hillbilly asshole. Moo.
I'm sorry, Kathy.
You could have been the drummer in Duran Duran. Instead, I put you in shitty bands because.
Hey, I was in good bands.
I put you in the band named after what you threw me into, death.
We were friends. We made love. Oops, I didn't mean to embarrass you, but
He was a male calf. I wouldn't have done that.
Oh,
his asshole.
really?
You
He was
did
a
it, my
homo cow.
asshole.
You were into gay bestiality?
No.
All right.
We had a horse named Fred, too.
Yeah. Did you eat him?
No, he was more of a pet. We couldn't even ride him. He was a little wild, like he didn't like people riding him. And so the people sold him to us real cheap because nobody wanted him because they couldn't ride him. But
So would he pull a plow or something?
No, we just literally had him out in our field as a pet. And
Why'd you buy him?
Because me and my sister wanted a horse, and my parents bought us a horse.
I
You
don't
bought
understand.
a horse you couldn't ride.
How'd your dad make money? Selling raccoon meat to black people?
No, railroad. He was a
Oh,
railroad.
he was. So he didn't have a working farm where like he had to plow the fields.
No, he was more of a hunter and fisherman, and we had like a garden, and we'd have 1 or 2 cows, but he was mostly, all the income came from the railroad.
All right. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you. Happy
right.
Halloween.
You too. Thank you.
Thanks, Artie.
You're welcome, Richard.
Thank goodness it's the last day of his favorite month.
Richard's getting fat again. Richard, what happened to your karate?
And running and
Yeah, what happened to your
gym.
running? And you're getting like really fat.
I'm getting round like a pumpkin for Halloween.
No, I've been keeping up on it, but for the last 3 or 4 weeks for Halloween, I really kicked up my candy eating,
Oh.
and I've just been really slacking on. I haven't been working out as much because I
been
watch
brushing
horror
your
movies
teeth?
instead.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I've been keeping an eye on him. This didn't happen in 3 weeks.
Yeah, I know. I see what's going on.
He
It's
kicked up
hard.
his candy eating.
It's hard living in New York. Like, I love steak and I love a good restaurant. And,
Yeah, all right.
and on these
Well, there'll be
vacations.
another meal. You don't have to eat every meal like it's your last.
What's a
He
good
finally
restaurant?
discovered new restaurants because remember he only used to go to one.
Wait a minute.
Well, the
no. What's a
that
good
one
restaurant?
closed down. The Chinese
The
restaurant. I
girlfriend,
like.
they lost you. The girlfriend probably turned them on to some
Opening
restaurant.
his horizon.
Like, well, I want to hear what a good restaurant is. What's the best restaurant you've
My
been to?
favorite is in New York City at the Ritz-Carlton in Battery Park. They make the best steak in the city, I think.
So you go to the restaurant
The
in the
hotel.
hotel.
Yeah.
Who found that? Your girlfriend?
Yeah, well, she lives right by there, so we go there all the time. It's awesome. But like Citrus, I love Citrus.
Yeah.
I love the Strip House, all the steakhouse, Sparks, all the steakhouses.
You still live on the
you
west
go to
side?
Spark.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know what it is when guys like Fred before
Same
he
deal.
got the girlfriend
Yeah.
and then wife. Like Fred would eat at this Vietnamese deli, like every day across from his apartment in Queens. Like it was,
But it was good.
had
What are you talking
three
about?
squares a day there,
Right,
and like
yeah.
would hang out. Then when his wife came in, there was a more Vietnamese deli. She started introducing him to some finer dining.
That's
Well, I was in
true.
the city
Thank
by
goodness
then.
for these
So
women.
guys could just eat at the same fucking place every day and never complain.
That's guys.
Yeah,
We do that.
Yeah, women want a dining experience.
Women get fancy.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
my girlfriend loves Papa John's pizza too. We don't always.
Well, that's why you
eat-
fall in love with these girls because they broaden your horizons and shit, and then all of a
Some
sudden,
days
you're
Papa
like-
John's, other days Domino's.
then you get used to that lifestyle of going to different restaurants and stuff. You don't want to go back to just eating at Papa John's
Right.
every day.
And that's how you fuck them over. You're
Yeah.
like, hey, I met a hot waitress at the Ritz-Carlton.
She gives me free steaks.
You brought me here and I found my wife.
Exactly.
No, it's all guy waiters there. as
Ed,
far
you're
as I
on the
know.
air. Hey, I heard you and your girlfriend just moved in together.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Is that right? You're living with her now.
When did that big decision get made?
A couple months ago, but her lease was up November 1st. So.
Someone's going to have to kick it up on the showering as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
You
You're
get
gonna
to
have
shower every
maintain
day.
Dang.
Some kind of
Yeah.
hygiene.
Yeah, she don't
I
want to
haven't-
smell me.
So will you shower every day now?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
What does your apartment smell like? Did you have to fumigate it?
Oh my man, I have like 10 pumpkin candles in my apartment, and I burn the fragrance oils too, so it smells
oh my
good.
God.
It's gonna burn down the whole building.
Smells like the slaughterhouse.
I love like smells, so I got a lot of candles. And
Yeah.
stuff.
What are you going to be tonight at the Halloween parade?
You know, I did my dress up on Saturday at Ross's party. I'm just going to observe tonight.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I'm going actually this building. These people I know that are in this building, they're on the 3rd floor, so I can just look down on the parade and watch it.
Don't you? It's Halloween. You're not gonna be in a costume, and this is your big holiday.
No, I'm more into costume parties. Plus, we got to work tomorrow, so I can't stay out real late and
I see.
party. So
All right.
I think me and Ralph might meet up. Ralph is really into the Halloween parade.
Not
too,
anymore.
so-
Oh, in the parade. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
into dressing up. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, hey, I'm Slash, and I'm here promoting my book, Slash. And that's basically it. And I have no idea. I'm sure Howard's going to ask me about a lot of the little stories that are in the book, but I don't know which ones he would have picked up on. Probably all the lewd ones, I'm sure.
Now, is there anything that you don't want to talk about in there?
I'd like to try and keep away from talking about Axl in any great detail because that's always sort of unnecessary. And I'm pretty much wide open for anything else, though.
Slash is here from the legendary band Guns N' Roses, and more familiar to you now is Velvet Revolver is his new band with the
he's
great,
looking quite good
with the great Scott Weiland, and I can't imagine what an effort must have gone into this for Slash to write a book.
But I'm telling you, he doesn't look like a guy who would be calling you at 4 o'clock in the morning. With a story.
I'm reading a lot of the book now, actually.
Here he is.
It's killer stories in there.
Look at him.
Look at you. That's you. All right. Guy's a great rock guitarist. Spent many a day, I am sure. When you wrote this book, Slash, did you talk about your days as a really young man where you would... I mean, he was so... A few rock stars write about what it's like to become a professional musician. I mean, yes, people concentrate on the more sensationalistic aspects of this book.
After you've gotten there,
the sex, the drugs, and all that stuff. But didn't you have to spend endless hours in your room practicing this guitar to become a virtuoso, which you are?
It's mentioned. I mean, I didn't get into it in great detail. But
see, they always, just gloss over that
it
part.
talks about how I got into it.
I don't like where your microphone is. You do me a favor. Just shift your. It's in your headphone, but shift your headphones down like this.
All right, hold on.
Gary, help Slash for Christ's sake.
Is that better? Say something.
Yeah, I think that's right. Take a look at that, Gary. Help Slash out for Christ's sake. The man's not a professional broadcaster.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
There it is. Cool. Okay, now it's good. Now it's good.
So what I was getting at was, I mentioned how I got started and what I was into, what I was listening to at the time, and how I used to spend 12 hours a day and how I got completely engrossed in the whole thing and whatnot.
There was a period. It does take 12 hours a day.
Right, but it's not because for me personally, it's not because, you go, okay, it's whatever time, 9 o'clock in the morning or something. I start now, and then there's a lunch break, and then I get done.
No, you were a kid who was obsessed with guitar.
Obsessed, yeah. So every waking moment I spent with the guitar.
And what was it that inspired you? I mean, what was it that made you say, I want to play the guitar?
So, it's a long story. What happened was Steve Adler, the original drummer for Guns N' Roses, he and I met when we were about 13, and we basically ditched the 7th and 8th grade together. And just we're best friends, and he had a guitar, a little cheap guitar, electric guitar, and a cheap little amplifier, and he had a little turntable, and he used to crank Kiss, as loud as it would go, and then turn the amp up. And he didn't know how to play, but he would just bang on it. And it was the excitement of that started that whole sort of, you can imagine, teenage thing where it's like, oh yeah, we got to start a band.
It's a great thing in life when you have a passion like that. Do you think that you had exceptional musical talent, or was it this unbelievable dedication to practicing?
I think basically I was raised on a lot of music because my parents were in the music business, and I loved rock and roll from the minute I could remember. And then when I actually picked up the guitar and put those realistically 3 notes together that make a rock lick that have that rock sound to it, right, I had a knack for it.
Did you ever take a professional lesson from a teacher?
I tried to, yeah.
And it didn't work?
Well, what happened is I had this guy. When I started, what I was getting at with Steve was he was going to play guitar and I was going to play bass, right? So I went to a local music school that was in the neighborhood. And I went in there without an instrument, and I said, I want to learn how to play bass. And the teacher was like, well, do you have an instrument? I said, no. So he started talking to me about trying to get into my head about what I knew about music, where I was headed, what I wanted to do. And while he was talking, he was strumming the guitar, and playing some Hendrix licks. Yeah. I said, that's what I want to do.
And did you ever learn how to formally read music?
Not very much. I mean, I started out with the basics. When I was in the music school, he sort of taught me some rudimentary stuff that was really handy. I learned how to string a guitar because my first guitar only had 1 string. And is it mostly by ear that you played, even with Guns N' Roses? Like you would hear something in your head and then you would just try to figure it out on the guitar? It starts out like piano lessons, scales. You're trying to read music, right? And that didn't sound anything like what I wanted to do. So I noticed that he could listen to any song that I would give him, and he could pick it up and learn it by ear. And I said, I can do that. And and I quit school and I went and did it on my own.
So if you need to learn a piece of music, you just listen to it.
Yeah. And so when we're writing stuff for, say, any number of bands that I've been in, or I go and do a session with any number of artists. I just go in and do it by ear. The only person that I went in and worked with that I had to do.
Let me guess, Michael Jackson.
No, Ray Charles.
He wanted you to what? Read music?
I had to read chord charts.
You did?
Yeah.
And was that difficult?
It was, Ray Charles' chord charts are not like anybody's chord charts. These are very, the reason I had to read the chord charts was to actually remember all the different chords, because there's so many and they're all jazz chords, which I hardly ever use.
So when you went into a session with Michael Jackson, let's say, he would play you a piece of music and say, hey, Slash, see what you can do with this?
Yeah, he would give me an arrangement, and then he would go, do whatever you want, and he would leave.
When you had to write a book, I mean, that sounds that sounds ridiculous that you had to write a book. That sounds like
another chore.
But I started thinking about your life.
Mm-hmm.
You are a guy like a free spirit. I don't think you really sat and worried. Like, you've been married 3 times.
Twice.
Okay. But one of your wives, didn't you bang some chick like the night before your wedding?
My current wife.
Yeah. You cheated on her the night before the wedding, right?
Yeah.
And that marriage is working.
Yeah.
But don't you think it is working?
Well, she's got balls,
But don't you think, like, in a way, I mean, with all the drug use, out of control behavior, all of this stuff, I go back to your childhood. It was a wild childhood in the sense that your mom even was having this torrid love affair with David Bowie while you were just a child.
Is that right?
Yeah.
True?
Yeah. Well, torrid's a pretty heavy word.
No, I mean, you mean affair like that? She was still married to Slash's dad?
No. My mom and dad were separated at that point.
And was your dad a black guy?
No, he's white. My mom's black.
Your mom is black. Is Bowie's thing black chicks?
No, he's
dated
chicks.
a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's married to a black chick now. I think that's his thing.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Why does it have to be a thing?
Actually, a lot of white
chick?
English guys like black girls. My dad too.
Yeah,
he's English.
Yeah.
And I've noticed it also on some other, occasions.
You would
I don't
say
want to
it's
stereotype
a thing,
them,
huh?
but yeah.
Right. Because people don't think of you as black. Do you think of yourself as black?
I don't think of myself as anything really, but when it comes up, I'm just a mixture of the two. And
was your mother rejected by the black community because she married a white guy?
No. I mean, maybe I was too young to really say anything about that because I wouldn't know. But as far as I could tell, there wasn't any issues.
Was there ever shame or humiliation?
I'm sure there was a little bit.
Was there ever shame or humiliation in your life that you had a black mother? Did white kids try to shame you for that?
No, but I think there was moments. I mean, I really came from a different side of the tracks, no matter which school I went to or what neighborhood I lived in when I was coming up. So I was always different, and that just added to the mystique.
But wasn't it weird for you? Here you are, a young kid, and your mom is carrying on with what is a very, very famous rock star, and there were almost no rules how you grew up.
Yeah.
Didn't one of your mom's boyfriends do drugs with you, like heavy drugs, like smoke coke with you?
Yeah.
Who? Wow.
I mean, you were what, 12 when that happened?
12. Yeah, 12.
12 years old.
No wonder you had a drug problem.
Yeah. Your mom's dating a guy, and she goes to bed or whatever, and he comes into the room. And he says, let's get high?
No, my mom didn't know anything about it.
Right.
She wouldn't have allowed it.
No, understood.
No, he at some point, he came to me and he's like, I know you do this stuff. Like, he was a photographer and he needed, misery loves company. He needed somebody to get high with, is what it was. And we go in the dark room and he'd get me loaded. And then we'd go out and hang out.
12 years old?
All night. Around 12 years old. And go out and pillage the neighborhood until about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning. Then I would come home. Pretend like I was asleep and then get up and go to school.
But when adults are doing that with you,
mentally,
it's got to screw your whole head up. Like there's no rules, there's no boundaries.
And no wonder you seem weird to the kids at school.
Right. Well, by the time I was 12 and 13, I'd already established sort of a tearaway kind of personality. And so, but I'm talking about when I was younger, like when I was.
But you know what's sad about this?
7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
If you hadn't had the musical gift, if you hadn't been, Slash from Guns N' Roses, you could have easily just ended up a junkie, no money, no life whatsoever, because these adults were not willing to parent you.
Well, all things considered, that's probably true. I probably would have ended up being an artist though, because that was the original thing that I.
Yeah, but you're talking about having some talent. We're saying if you had no talent.
Yeah, then I would probably But
I mean, you live in a $7 million home.
That's the only reason I'm. The whole professional aspect of it and the musical. The passion for music and all that is what's got me to the point where I'm still here right now,
Yeah, it's amazing.
That's a major part of it.
In a sense, too, then look at the dysfunctional family you married into, in a sense, in the Guns N' Roses organization. I mean, that's why the band couldn't stay together. I mean, in a way, maybe that's why you were attracted to Axl as a partner in music, because He was
going to
screwed
be
up.
out of it too.
You were screwed up on drugs. I mean, who was the biggest drug addict in that band? It wasn't you.
It was pretty much, well, no, I think it was myself and Steven. And Izzy went through a period. Axl was never a drug addict.
Oh, he wasn't. He's just
sober.
difficult.
He's straight. I mean, he would get high from time to time, but he's never been an addict.
Do you ever wish that Axl would come to his senses even now and just put the original Guns N' Roses back together again, go on tour, make a ton of dough, do
or
this?
do you remember why
I think it's
you were
more
so
mutual.
It's more mutual.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what was it about you and the rest of the guys that he just would never want to get together with you again?
Well, at this point, I think, with all fairness to Axl, when I actually left the group, and I think he feels sort of. I mean, I haven't approached him about getting back together anyway, but I would imagine that he feels pretty abandoned.
I see.
We were.
Why did you leave the group?
I just couldn't. There was certain things I just couldn't take anymore.
Like what though? It's so worth it. It was such a great band.
You know what?
What couldn't you take?
I couldn't take. There was a lot of it had to do with just not being able to control him, the time that the band went on stage, when we were doing anything on a professional level, and then after the Use Your Illusions tour was over, which was 2.5 years of a lot of roller coaster kind of behavior, and then also another thing was losing two of the original members of the band, which was Steven and Izzy. So that I realized there was a chemistry about the way that we all worked, and also in relationship to Axl. Izzy was very much a sort of the glue, the in-between guy that kept Axl and I sort of on an even keel.
Right.
Because he came to L.A. Basically, they were both from Indiana, so they had a certain kind of a relationship that really helped how the rest of the band sort of functioned.
Like the album name, Appetite for Destruction. Maybe it's just that's what it had to be. It had to destroy itself.
You have a really, really explosive band, which obviously is going to have sort of an implosive thing,
Right.
But and then after once we got in to start working on what would have been the next record, there was a lot of contractual stuff that Axl started throwing around, and that just was the icing on the cake.
Will you ever cut your hair? In other words, a lot of guys now have cut their hair. You still maintain the long hairdo.
Same with you.
Yes, but will you cut it all off at some point? I mean, there seems to be a movement. Why have you held on to the long hair?
I seriously doubt it. I don't know. I really haven't given it that much thought. This is the most thought I put into it.
Right now it's still working.
I don't agree with you. I think you do put a lot of thought into your look. I think Guns N' Roses put a lot of thought into their look. I think Velvet Revolver puts a lot of thought into their look.
Well, if you knew me as a kid, I'm basically the same. I always had long hair, always wore jeans and tennis shoes and T-shirts.
And the jewelry?
And jewelry.
Right.
It was the only thing that's different was the top hat, which came later.
How old were you when you put a nose ring in?
I must have done that during the Snake Pit days, so that was like the mid-'90s.
So there was nothing you could do that would shock your mother. Your mother had a rock and roll lifestyle.
I remember when I came home with my first tattoo, and I was like 15, 16 years old, and she was like, well, the cliche, she goes, you're going to have to live that the rest of your life. And that was the last I ever heard of it.
That was, she didn't care.
No.
Did you ever feel your mom didn't care?
Very, very, very cool. And I was raised with a lot of
very
freedom.
Cool. When your but wait a second. Yeah. When your mother was having a relationship with David Bowie, was that the coolest thing that could have ever happened? How old were you? I mean, he's way cool. I was like
a 9 or 10.
9 or 10.
And you would see David Bowie.
Yeah.
He would hang out in the house. You've had a charmed life that way.
She also used to work with him. She designed all his clothes, so they had a working relationship first and foremost, and then they had a romantic relationship, which really didn't last that long. It was probably like maybe a year and a half.
But were you proud of that? Were you like, wow, my mom's...
He was the first guy that came in after my dad, so I was pretty apprehensive about hanging out with him for a while.
But your mom must have been a very good-looking woman.
She's very good-looking. Yeah.
Were you ever disciplined about anything? Did you ever receive any discipline? Were you ever punished?
Yeah, no.
What would they punish you for?
You're not giving me any chance to get a word in.
Oh, I'm not. Okay,
no,
sorry.
But my parents, like I was saying, with all the freedom that I was given, I was, as far as certain morals and certain character thing, there was a lot of that was instilled in me. There was a lot of right and wrong that just sort of came natural for them to sort of instill in me, which was really great. And I think there was sort of a mutual respect thing, almost like treating me on the same level as they were. It was very interesting. I used to call them by their first names.
I wonder if that's good or bad.
I wouldn't let my kids call me by my first.
You have kids now.
Do you have
they
kids?
try.
Yeah.
Do you? Are you a disciplinarian?
I'm not too good at that. I try, I get like, I try and get angry, but I think it's almost laughable. But my wife she's got a handle on that.
So you're providing structure for your kids, even if it's through your wife.
Well, and also, I mean, I've obviously learned a lot over the years, and I have a pretty clear memory of coming up, and so you just sort of, you have sort of a natural instinct for things and what the kids should be doing and what you might have done wrong that you want to teach them not to do.
See, when I sit with you, you seem like such a rational guy. I can't imagine you almost throwing it all away on heroin and cocaine. I don't see it with you. I almost see you like a businessman. I mean, okay, despite the rock and roll persona and all that, I see you as a very reliable guy, a guy who shows up on time for interviews. You have a sense of the business. You respect rock and roll. You love what you do you have such a passion for this guitar. What attracted you to this heroin to the point that you were, every minute with it I mean, it took over your life.
It was downtime.
Do you think that you were depressed?
It was. I wouldn't say. Most of it was fun for the longest time, so I can't say that I was actually depressed. If there was a psychologist here and we did a one-on-one for an hour and a half, he'd probably come up with some answers that maybe I wouldn't be thinking of right now. But it was mostly fun. But the thing about the drugs was it was always when I wasn't working. And I'm so hyperactive, and I when I'm sitting here with you, or I'm sitting in the studio, or I'm out on the road, I'm actually in work mode. And that I can deal with, and as long as that's a constant, I'm fine.
But when the downtime
would end, I wouldn't know what to do with myself, and the pace of being in a band and touring constantly and living that life. Touring is something that still to this day I love touring more than I like being at home.
Right,
I still can't mellow out.
Right,
and I'm learning how to adjust to life, not working, so that I don't go into the abyss like I normally would.
Is it hard for you to be a husband and a father when you really yearn for the road and the freedom of the road?
I just have to take them with me. I mean, I love them to death, so I make it work, but I have to admit I'm a little antsy when I'm at home for too long.
The last time you cheated on your wife was before you married her. You've been able to remain faithful?
I haven't cheated. In all honesty, I haven't cheated on her once since we got together.
It's remarkable.
Yeah, but now, are you on any kind of medication, or you...
You on Subutex?
No.
You are not.
I did do it for a minute, though.
Yeah?
How do you get off heroin? You say that in your book that you go cold turkey.
I never really got into using prescription drugs to opt out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Artie uses Subutex. He's on it regularly to keep him off his heroin.
Right.
But
a lot of guys do that. I used Subutex for the first time a little over a year ago. And that's how I got off the Oxycontin.
Oh, you were on that too, huh?
Well, that's heroin. I mean, people don't realize it, but that's heroin.
But before that, there was this stuff called Buprenex. And that never worked for me, and I don't think I did it properly.
But it's funny, in your book, you describe your first heroin experience as not even being all that great. You were in the studio 1984 with Izzy.
That was the first heroin experience where I smoked it.
I see.
But the first time I ever shot it up, that was it.
Why would you go to shooting it if smoking did nothing for you?
Because, I don't know,
Because you couldn't believe you didn't like it. You mean when you smoked it, what was the reaction?
We were when I smoked it, I felt a little bit queasy, and I don't think I knew exactly what I was doing, so I didn't get the full effect that I was supposed to get.
And then how much time passed when you said to yourself, I have an idea that if I injected this, I would be happy?
It probably was about a year.
A year?
Yeah. Maybe in those days, a short amount of time seemed like forever. So it could have been 6 months, but it seemed like a year.
You mainlined.
Yeah.
But isn't it a weird thing, to start wrapping your arm with something and cooking up drugs?
It's actually half the fun.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It really. Do you still dream of it? Do you still miss it?
No.
You don't?
You know what? Because I stopped doing it as on a regular basis in like 1991, as soon as Guns N' Roses went back out on the second record. And I stopped, and I chipped a couple times along the way over the course of however many years. I probably put like maybe 7 or 8 times, and it never was as good as when I first did it. It was always
chasing the dream,
pain in the ass, and it just after a while you just resigned to the fact that it's just not going to be like that anymore, and you sort of let it go.
All right, so you're drug free now.
I've had moments where there's been people around who have had it on it, and there's in the back of your mind there's that sort of like, a sensation of going, oh yeah, wow, but your rational thinking just takes over and goes, you don't want to go.
You never did any rehabs
I did my first real rehab stint about a year ago.
Really?
Yeah.
That recently. Would you laugh at guys like Aerosmith when you guys would go out on tour with Aerosmith when you were in Guns N' Roses, and they would have rules where, in order to protect their sobriety, you couldn't even drink alcohol around them, or you had to hide it and drink it in a cup and this and that or the other thing. You don't place those kind of demands on other people, do you?
No. I actually like it when, within reason, that people are, I like to be out with people and know that they're able to drink and stuff like that. It makes me feel more comfortable.
You don't even drink anymore?
Uh-uh.
Wow.
Nothing? I know,
right?
Wow.
I can't believe it.
I play a lot better, and I've been very productive. And this particular point in my life, it's actually working.
When you go to rehab and you show up and you're a very famous person, do you go to a rehab specifically for famous people?
Well, this particular rehab that I went to wasn't necessarily for famous people, but you had to have some cash.
You had to have some major dough. So you're in there with some big players.
There was actually nobody there when I went in.
You had your own rehab.
I was the only client, which was great.
Isn't that a little scary?
My own bedroom. I think I was really in control going in there, knowing why I was there. So I think I really went to rehab more just to get some help to get off the stuff that I was on at the time. I really
was that the OxyContin and all that?
Yeah. That just so I didn't want to go through the whole long withdrawal thing, and also just to sort of get away from everything for a minute and get my head together, because there was a lot of shit going on at that time.
Not only were drugs going on, but a lot of sex. And you describe something in your new book that is very disturbing, and I feel for you on this.
What, the Izzy thing?
The Izzy thing. You
what
say
is going on
I
here?
remember.
I knew this is. Yeah.
I remember being up in the bunk one night after a show with Izzy and some girl. We were taking turns having sex with her, but Izzy wasn't wearing any protection. So when he pulled out, he came on my leg.
Oh!
Since I was right there on the other side of her, that definitely stopped me in my tracks. I sat up, I looked at him, and I said, "Hey, Izzy, man, we've got to get a bigger place."
Yeah, right.
When a man comes on your leg, what is that like?
That was a very surreal experience. But you have to understand, we were in a space that was entirely probably the size of a twin mattress. It was a loft that was the size of the mattress, and there was nowhere else to go, and we were both banging the same girl, and there was nowhere else for him to move to. And so in the heat of the moment, he wasn't really thinking about where he was aiming, and I was right there. And,
so many...
Really bonding moment.
It really is. And when Izzy came, did he come a lot? Was it a big load?
It was.
Did he drop a big load?
What? It seemed like an eternity.
Was he laughing? That he goes, "Oh my God!"
he didn't know where he didn't.
He was out.
He didn't realize where I was in proximity to where
it was dark.
Was.
What do you do? Honestly, this is very specific. What do you do with the load once it's on?
To lick it up.
You did? Did she really? I'm going to throw up. What do? You wipe it off with his shirt?
I used one of the blankets on the mattress.
When you're living that close with a bunch of guys and everything, the one thing I don't get is double teaming these chicks. Here, this is certainly a tremendous amount of variety on the road of women, especially when you're in a cool band.
This was in the old days. This was like before we ever hit the road, when we were just like the scourge of Hollywood local band.
Did you ever feel bad for the women? Did you ever have any sort of, this is what I'm talking about with your childhood. Like, it's almost like there were no rules. Like, some woman comes in, she's almost disposable. You take her in there, you fuck her a couple of times.
I'm not one of those guys. I'm that one guy in the band that actually sort of was sort of a sucker for girls. Even the stupidest ones, I felt sort of bad for. The ones that would come in and be so easy to disrespect,
Right.
And so some of the relationships that I had with women over the years, or most of the relationships I had with women over the years, when it came to sex, it was usually so there was some sort of mutual respect between the two of us. But in certain instances, like this one that we're talking about with Izzy, that was just some girl that I don't even know how she ended up there.
Did you ever share women with Axl Rose, the lead singer of Guns N' Roses?
A couple times.
You did?
Yeah.
So
I
you were
guess
that
everybody
close.
shared. Huh?
That's amazing. I never got into that. Then again, nobody wanted to share with me. Who wanted to see me naked? Certainly not another guy. Does it feel a little bit gay when you see one of your bandmates naked there, and
you know how
it's funny. You can sort of. You don't really get into the watching them per se.
Right.
It becomes sort of an animal thing that
I
you're not
see.
really paying attention to them. You're with the girl, and he's with the girl, and you're not really focusing on him at all. And you don't want him in any. Like I had an incident a long time ago where I used to have these parties at my house, and party loving people would come over, and we would have a lot of interaction.
Yeah.
And I was on the landing in my house with this girl, and I was on the floor, and she was on top of me, and Ron Jeremy happened to be there, and he came up behind her without even asking, and then sort of got behind her, and I was like, oh. And then all of a sudden I felt invaded.
Yeah.
So there has to be it's not one of those kind of things. I watch some porno movies and I just couldn't handle.
There are rules, in a sense.
Yeah.
You need a little Ron Jeremy joining in.
Yeah, there can be some awkward moments.
Awkward in the sense, too, like when you have to follow Izzy, let's say, or Axel, you're the second guy in the girl. These guys have already come inside the girl. I mean, does any of that bother you? That bothers me for some reason. Why am I so uptight? I mean,
yeah,
what's
really,
my problem?
of all people.
Am I uptight?
It's not really being uptight. It's just certain people have certain limits to what they think is,
acceptable.
That never bothered you.
Yeah, there's certain aspects of it that bother me.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm sleazy to an extent, but there's another part of me that's got a moral center that there's certain things I won't accept.
But are there rules as to who goes first?
I have a wide.
Yeah, but like are you the king bee in a sense that like you go first and then the guys follow?
I never thought about that. I'm actually racking my brains trying to figure out how that works.
So did there come a time when let's say Izzy was banging a chick, he finishes, then you say, now I'm hopping on?
I don't think it ever really worked that way. It was usually one of those kind of things that if we were sharing a girl, it sort of all happened at the same time.
So would you prefer the mouth or the anus or the vagina?
Well, we never did the
anus.
Anus, the two,
Right.
Yeah, that's way out of control.
What's that sign that they got?
What is that called? Double, not DP,
it's not
but
double penetration.
I learned this in Canada recently. I can't remember what it's called though. Anyhow, I think he would be doing her and I would be getting oral.
Right.
We might switch around, not in any particular order.
Would it be something sort of too, if you weren't well hung?
I would prefer just having
a girl,
the one girl or two girls. I don't really like having
girls
guys
is okay
around.
too.
Yeah.
I could probably count on two hands how many times
you shared.
I shared, yeah.
Because it's a weird thing. Do you ever get into gee, my penis is bigger than Izzy's? Or I mean, I would get into that. I mean, I'm not saying it's because you do naturally compare, and any guy who says they don't is lying.
But also, don't you see him doing some weird thing? Go, look at what he's doing.
Right. I guess there's awkward moments. Yeah.
Did you ever see Izzy like looking at a girl's butthole, and then you go, you know what, Izzy's gross?
Yeah, right. No, I don't remember that. But I do remember some incidents that happened with some other people in other bands where you have like a few girls come from a strip club or something like that, and they come into a hotel room and everybody's partying, and then all inhibitions go out the window, and next thing you know, there's like two girls giving one guy head for a minute, and then the other guy comes along, and then you're all standing together and they're all doing it, and you sort of at that point. It's a party, but then there's another element that comes in. It's like, okay, now we're all doing this together. I didn't know you that well. No. Right. Yeah, there's some moments out there.
When you wrote the book, did you leave some of those things out? Like you saw the lead singer of AC/DC do something?
I didn't put anything in there. There was one mention of my good friend James Hetfield.
Okay, from Metallica.
Right.
Yeah.
And I put it in there. I didn't want to get him into. I didn't want to.
What'd you see him do? What'd you put in?
He was in my hotel room in the actual bedroom part, and I let him use the room with this girl that he was with, and this was a long time ago, way before he got
pre-marriage. Yes,
yeah,
of course.
And I needed to go in the room to get something, so I sort of opened the door and was creeping in, and he was head fucking her against the wall. But he was doing it in the James Hetfield kind of like
angry.
He was going, oh yeah, this is fun.
Rock and roll.
I mentioned that because it was.
was.
Is your penis bigger than Izzy's?
I can't remember. I think we're roughly around the same
Roughly
size.
around the same size. Axel had a small penis, I read.
I don't know.
You
I
don't
never
know.
actually went there.
I see. You never took a look at that. Well, I mean, it's a fascinating life. I mean, the sex,
Are
the
you
drugs.
talking to Axel now?
Hell no. These guys can't stand each other.
We haven't talked since when I quit. That was
pretty much it.
An unprecedented sort of kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't think he thought that I was serious, and I think that really caused a lot of bad blood.
You deal with the financial aspects of being in Guns N' Roses too. Your signing bonus, when you first get signed to a record label, this is how out of control you were, which is so opposite the guy I kind of know sitting on the couch. You blew your signing bonus.
I tried not to.
You blew it on heroin, right?
Yeah. Well,
sad, right? I bet. How much money do you think you missed out on?
It wasn't that much money. It was $7,500.
Yeah, but at the time you had nothing.
At the time, it was huge, and I couldn't put money in the bank because I had a lien on my income at the time, and so I had it all in traveler's checks, and I really tried to maintain it. But you have to understand that when Guns N' Roses got signed, that we couldn't do anything. We couldn't do any gigs or really do anything except for sit for about a year and a half, and it was pretty hard to do it. You know, we were bored shitless.
Is there an unbelievable aspect to fame that, like, aside from your mom introducing you to David Bowie at an early age, all of a sudden you start to get in a band, you start to get some kind of name out there, and suddenly, you know, like you say, your first son was conceived in Ron Wood of the Rolling Stones house. You're hanging out with Sly of the Family Stone, smoking PCP and crack with him. I mean, you're doing...
well, I didn't actually smoke crack with him.
But you saw him doing it.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe. He seems like such a normal guy.
Yeah, when I saw him last, he looked fine.
And then all these wildest
drugs
things...
do weird things to very normal people.
And then wild things happen to you. I mean, a woman blew him while he was asleep. I mean, that's great stuff, right?
She wasn't a woman. She was a kid. She was.
What do you mean?
She was. I mean, she must have been like 14 or 15 years old.
And you were asleep?
I was sort of asleep. I sort of half woke up for that.
I mean, this is not a normal life. You know that. I mean, most guys...
It's all fun, though. I got to tell you.
You bet.
I have no regrets.
Oh, I bet. I was going to ask you that. Certainly
but
you shouldn't.
Also, my parents, I came from sort of the whole free love generation.
Right.
Everybody was very uninhibited in those days. And when you talk about David and whatnot, I mean... I was raised around a lot of musicians, a lot of entertainers,
right.
And it was all like that. I mean, you know, I remember walking into a friend of my mom's place one time. I mean, adults were always having sex when I was a kid. And it wasn't.
All of this.
Yeah, it wasn't lurid, you know, that kind of sex. It was just sort of a more loving kind of.
I'm telling you, he had a childhood with no rules.
Yeah.
I mean, you thought it was normal to walk into a room and see adults having sex.
Well, I mean, it would have been abnormal for them to keep me around.
Did you ever see your mom having sex?
Only once.
Who was she having
My
sex
dad.
with? With your dad?
Yeah, I walked in one time.
That's weird.
Yeah, that was weird. I never.
What position were they in? I bet it's frozen in your mind.
It was missionary.
It was.
Yeah.
And did you stand there and watch?
You know, there was that second that lasts forever.
Yeah. You saw it going in and out.
No, it wasn't that close. I was on the other side of the room.
That's got to be traumatic. Yes, Gary, what do you want to ask?
No, I just wanted to ask Slash, because there's stuff that you're reading. I heard that, you know, you don't talk to Axl anymore. And there was that weird incident a couple of years ago, and I just never understood, you know, Guns N' Roses, the Axl Guns N' Roses, played the Hard Rock on New Year's Eve, and Slash went there just to see what was going on, but I never understood what actually happened.
What happened was my wife and I saw an ad for Guns N' Roses at the Hard Rock at the Joint in the Hard Rock, and so we made a plan to go there. It was New Year's Eve, so went down there, sort of got myself set up, made a phone call, got set up, and then went down there, and I was forbidden to enter the venue.
But did you ever say to Axl, "Hey, I want to come by and see you"?
No.
And they didn't want you in.
The whole building knew I was coming.
Why do you think you went there? Were you looking for confrontation? Were you looking to say to him?
They were saying that the rumor was I had my guitar and my top hat, and I was going to go in there. You know, some. You know,
but why go and torture yourself?
But no, I just
sense?
wanted to go see Guns N' Roses because I'd never seen them before.
Yeah, but wait a second.
That was it.
You had to be angry. This isn't Guns N' Roses.
But this was years after. You have to understand, when I quit, whatever he went on to do after that was fine.
Right.
And I knew he was going to continue on with the name because that was one of the things that was leading up to the split anyway, when it first came up. And so I was really intrigued. I wanted to go see what Guns N' Roses was.
What do you think of like Van Halen right now, where they get rid of Michael Anthony, the original bass player and backup vocal guy? They put in Eddie's son, Eddie Van Halen's son is in there now. Like, does that kind of burn you up a little bit? Because that's what Axl tried to pull with Guns N' Roses. He tried to replace the whole band.
Right.
Do the fans deserve to see? They don't want to see Van Halen or Guns N' Roses with other players.
Well, I think it needs to be made very clear to the public that the original members will not be there, which somehow with the Guns situation, I don't think that happened.
I think that's why you went to the show that night. You wanted to sort of say to Axl, "Go ahead, you do this in front of me, asshole."
It wasn't like that.
I will tell you how
it was. It was really pretty innocent. Just wanted to go see. I mean, think about it. How interesting would that be?
Yeah, but you
All
couldn't
around,
have been surprised by their reaction.
I would be angry.
I was. There's a point there. It's like, oh, come on, get off it. What am I going to do?
Yes, Gary.
It was weird because there was one time I went to see Guns N' Roses, and of course you're looking for the guitar player to be Slash, and it could have just been sort of nondescript, and instead it was that weird guy Buckethead. Do you remember?
That was on the MTV
show. It was a guy with a bucket over his head, and it was almost like calling too much attention.
I was him for Halloween a couple of years ago.
Were you a Buckethead?
Yeah, but let me just put one thing in.
Do you think Buckethead is a talented individual?
I don't really know his work. I really don't know his work.
Okay.
I've heard he's a really accomplished guitar player.
Okay.
Very technically, fluent.
You say that as a put down in a way that a guitar player has
he's not a rock guy.
A rock guy has a certain soul to his guitar.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
It's not just all about technical.
I have heard a couple pieces of music from Buckethead, and it's technically proficient, but doesn't have any heart.
So, in other words, you kind of say, hey, there's two types of musicians. There's the guy who can go in and read charts and get that all done, and then there's you. You can walk into a studio and make something magical happen.
Something like that. It's like if somebody picks up the guitar and has the balls to really come from the heart and expose himself, emotionally on the instrument, you can tell, you can feel it.
Getting back to the sex for 1 minute.
Wait, let me straighten out one thing
Sure,
about
go
the
ahead.
Axl thing.
Yeah.
Just with all due respect to Axl, he didn't know that I was banned from the venue. It was a manager thing, which actually happened to be our old manager, who I hated with a passion anyway. And
So he
thought Axl might not react,
Right.
positively if he knew I was there, so he decided to take it upon himself.
But did Axl ever reach out to you afterwards to say, "Hey, I heard you were there. Sorry you couldn't get in. Would have loved to have seen you"?
No, that's not his style.
No, he doesn't do
reaching
that.
out.
No.
Now,
okay, sorry.
Getting back to the sexual thing, it is amazing because I'm sure you guys weren't wearing contraception and stuff. The only STD you say in your book that you got was you got genital warts on your stomach.
No. I got genital warts on my penis, but what happened was I had these marks on my stomach, which they were sort of like psoriasis kind of thing, but being hypochondriac, I guess. It was right around the time that the AIDS thing was first really starting.
Right.
And it just seemed like real small versions of what the AIDS
So you thought you had those lesions,
look
yeah.
like. And of course, it would not surprise me because practicing safe sex at the time wasn't really a habit. I don't think
And you were
the only
doing
time you ever
drugs.
practiced safe sex was not to get a girl pregnant, and that was.
But
even then, that was hard to do.
But it is amazing. You didn't come down with a lot of stuff.
That was the only thing. That and crabs. That was the only.
The crabs you got. You didn't get the herpes. You didn't get any of that stuff. You really got.
I never
lucky.
I never even got hepatitis C, which a lot of guys.
A miracle. Did you share needles when you were shooting?
There was times.
Yes, and
See, he skirted all of them.
I've been really lucky.
Yeah.
but here
That's
you are,
one
a
of the things.
hypochondriac.
Not really. I'm just
But you probably are
a little bit.
Yeah, and then you would share a needle with someone, which to me would be totally
It's
dangerous.
in the whole fervor of
getting the drugs.
Yeah, it is a real psychological thing to that.
They say that about Keith Richards too, that he's lucky and he's got this constitution, of an ox.
a horse,
and,
yeah.
right.
Yeah, you have to be reasonably intelligent to sort of get away with a lot of this stuff, but at the same time, I've been really, really lucky.
Yeah, it is. It's a roll of the dice. Another upsetting thing happened to you. You once passed out. You were unconscious, and you were teabagged by Tommy Lee, the drummer of Motley Crue.
Yeah.
Now, what's that all?
Don't trust your friends.
Yeah, I mean, you passed out from drinking.
Yeah.
You're laying there on the floor unconscious, and Tommy Lee gets naked and puts his balls
over my face. They weren't touching, but
who knows?
I saw the picture.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, there was it's actually in Nikki's book. I think it's a little bit more graphic in Nikki's book, of course.
Describe, if you would, the smell of Tommy's balls.
I was out cold.
I see. So you never smelled his balls.
No.
Right. Do you say to a guy afterwards, "Hey, I'm coming. I'm going to kick the shit out of you"?
No. I deserved it because I put myself in that position by passing out on the floor of the bar and them having to take me up to the room and put me to sleep
But you do expect your bros to
well,
be...
you know, I had a couple things to say, obviously, but, you know, under the circumstances, I deserved it.
You seem like a good-natured person.
I am. I'm pretty easygoing.
What about fights? Do you ever have any fist fights?
I used to.
I
haven't in a while.
Did you ever have any with Axel?
No.
You never had a fight?
I think there was one time in our relationship where I thought that was going to happen, but I think we both thought better of it.
Probably the relationship between you and Axel can never be repaired, because even in your book you say some nasty things about him, in the sense that you saw him flip out on girls who wouldn't have sex with him.
There was a one incident that I didn't put that in there because I wanted to talk about him. It just had a lot to do with why I left. We were in rehearsal at the time, and we were staying in Chicago, and why I left Chicago, which is a whole story.
What did you see that night?
Nothing I'm going to get into here.
What do you mean? He yelled at a girl or he hit her?
I just reacted inappropriately.
In other words, hey, you have to give me
sex with him.
Yeah.
But
there was, you know, I really don't want to get into all that because it wasn't that big a deal. It wasn't that big a deal. I think the reasoning behind it and so on and so forth, I thought was sort of unsavory. So I just got sort of disgusted with the whole thing that was going on at that period. So I don't want to single that one incident out.
Why did you have sex with an old girlfriend the night before your wedding? What happened there? Were you scared to get married? Was that it? And you just said, hey, shit, I got to get out of this thing?
The first marriage I got into was an ultimatum.
Right.
And I don't think I went in the right. I didn't go into it from the heart. And so I'd sort of dated this girl that is now my wife.
Right.
You know, not really dated, but we saw each other on occasion, and we always had a good time. And she knew that. She knew that we had sort of a connection.
Is this the wife when you were doing my movie you were hanging out with?
That's the one that I was married to then.
Right.
Yeah.
You divorced her.
One.
Yeah, I divorced.
She was hot.
She was, you know, she was a good-looking girl, but it was an ultimatum. I'd been caught. She finally caught me. Someone ratted me out for everything that I'd done behind her back. I mean, literally everything.
Aren't friends great?
Somebody had it in for me.
Why would they do that to you?
And so we split up for a while, and of course I was out on tour, and I started feeling lonely. And just because of all these things I did to her didn't mean that I didn't care about her. It was just I really wasn't ready for that serious of a relationship at that point, I think.
Are there any? But there, again, there's no rules, you know. So like you would just say, hey, screw it.
I was like a sex addict at that point.
You were.
I was out of control.
When you went to rehab,
I used to keep 3 and 4 hotel rooms in every hotel. So
really?
I could go bouncing around.
So that's part of your thing. You can't sit still. So so keep yourself busy with women, right?
Yeah.
Why not?
It's like drugs.
Yeah, that ain't bad.
You know, you can't knock it. Though.
A lot of famous women?
No, not necessarily. I mean, some more famous than others, but
look at you. How many women you figured you banged in your time? Come on,
I don't.
Give me a number.
I don't have a number.
You up over 500?
I have no.
Look at you.
You didn't keep any records?
Of course not.
Are you kidding? There are written records. It's more thorough than a German concentration camp.
Anyway, so what happened was Perla heard that I was getting married. Actually, she came to my bachelor party, which was a co-ed bachelor party because what I was saying was I called my girlfriend up. I called my girlfriend up, who was going to be my wife, and I said, let's get back together. And she said, not unless we get married. And I was like, oh.
So you had to do it.
And so then we did it, and Perla, who'd known me from previous, came around and said, ha ha, you know, and then somehow we ended up doing it the night before my wedding.
Beautiful.
The wedding was doomed from that point on. The marriage was doomed, you know. But I feel really bad because I actually put her through something. I'm not into hurting people's feelings for, you know, being inconsiderate.
How are your children going to rebel against you? It's going to be tough.
I don't know. I'm sure they'll find.
They'll be
all kids find something.
Yeah.
They seem like good kids, or what?
They're great kids.
They are.
Yeah, they're out of control too, though. We have to work really hard to keep them in check.
Right, because you're used to having a life.
My wife
rules.
and I, when we first, our whole relationship, up until when we had kids, we were probably the craziest couple you'll ever meet.
Oh, I believe that.
And so when the kids came, it sort of, I guess it was payback. It's like, okay, we got 2 boys. It's like,
who are the great bands today? Anybody turning you on musically, or are you just fed up with the whole scene?
You know, I don't have a lot of positive things to say about what's going on with rock and roll right now.
Right.
I mean, it's about as far removed from the genuine article as far as I'm concerned. There's some bands that are still around that came out in the 90s, which I might have not thought that much of then, but I think huge. You know, I think they're great now because they're the only bands around that have any inkling of what that kind of rock and roll attitude.
What's an example of one of those bands?
Well, Foo Fighters are great. It's
Foo Fighters are great.
One of the greatest bands that's come out in the last 15 years.
Did it surprise you when the drummer from the Foo Fighters turned out to be a lead singer and guitar player?
Yeah,
I mean, what did I say?
Drummer from Nirvana.
From Nirvana.
Yeah. I remember the first time I saw the Foo Fighters was here at what's the place by Dave Letterman. Right across
Roseland.
I saw him at Roseland, and it was great. And that was in like not too long after Kurt died.
It was shocking
and
to you, probably.
But he is a great band, and he's a great songwriter. Yeah.
So, when you had to write a book, I don't even know what inspired you to write a book. When you say you wrote the book, you worked with a writer, and he even claims that 4 a.m. when you would remember a story, you would call him. You don't know any work hours, and
well, no, I had to call him when they came because trying to recall all that stuff wasn't the easiest thing to do.
Oh, I think it's the most difficult thing in the world. Well, you've done it. I mean, you've written a very, very interesting book. This is great. Slash's new book, Slashed. That's the name of the book.
Just Slash.
That's what I said.
Oh, I thought you said slashed.
Yeah, you did say that.
I thought,
Sloshed.
Slash's new book. Slosh would have been a good title.
That's a good one. You should have talked to me. The book Slash is in stores now, and you can check out Slash in Guitar Hero 3 in stores now as well.
Best game ever, by the way.
Isn't it cool?
Guitar Hero Howard is the best fucking game.
It's one of those things I got involved with that I don't consider a sellout because it was so cool.
Better than chess?
No, chess is great, but that's a different animal.
I see.
I keep chess on my BlackBerry.
You play chess?
Yeah.
You're not on the ICC,
What's the ICC?
Chessclub.com, Internet Chess Club?
No.
Oh.
Because Howard could play with you.
I will play with you.
Really?
Oh, yes.
That's when I remember starting playing chess when I was pretty young, and I've always had a thing for chess.
I don't want to brag, but I'm a 1600.
No, I believe you're probably pretty good. You seem like you would be.
Yeah, I'm no retard.
I'm into poker now. That's my new thing.
That's your thing?
That seems like everybody's into poker. So
But are you going to get carried away with that and blow a lot of money?
No. I mean, at this point, I love watching on TV, and I love playing it on my telephone.
Right.
And it's.
Are you playing big stakes poker?
I'm not a gambler. You're not going to get me take $1,000 or $10,000 and put it on the table.
How much do you play for?
I don't play for anything. I'm playing on a machine.
Yeah,
that's
he doesn't go to the casino.
I have some friends that I can play with, but that's small stakes.
All right, get the book Slash in stores now. What do you want to say, Garibaldi?
I got a question and then a story. One of our friends has a good story about Slash. But in the book, do you talk about how you wrote the songs? Because I read how you came up with the guitar riff for Sweet Child of Mine. I was wondering if it was true.
I got into a lot of the songs on Appetite because it's such an infamous record, and so I did talk about Sweet Child of Mine and Welcome to the Jungle and Night Train and Paradise City and stuff like that.
Yeah,
because Sweet Child of Mine supposedly was what he would do to warm up that riff.
It's in practicing, I try and make up something interesting just to keep myself engaged instead of just mindless.
It's a great riff.
Mindless practicing. And I stumbled on this cool pattern that had a nice melody to it and started coming up with these different notes within the pattern. And then a couple of the other guys started playing some chords behind it.
And then would Axl come in and then start singing to it?
Axl, unbeknownst to us, was upstairs writing lyrics to it, and we didn't know.
Wow.
And so the next day at rehearsal, he goes, "Let's do that thing you guys were working on," and it became this big song.
That's great. When it's that easy, it's a shame it can't last forever, You just wish you could stay in that zone.
But that was just him warming up.
It's also one of those songs.
The song still gives me chills.
It's one of those songs that's very indicative of an entire band working together.
Right.
It would never have happened without the other guys.
Yeah.
Right. It's a collaborative thing that happens. Yeah. But you were this is your warm-up exercise.
It's not a warm-up exercise. He said that.
Well, that's what I read. What was it?
It was just something that I made up that I was just thought was interesting.
Practice, yeah.
But I never would have probably made a song out of it. It was very private. They just happened to pick up on it.
And Axl walks downstairs and says, "Hey, listen to these lyrics I'm working on."
He didn't know. He didn't say anything. It was the next day. If I remember correctly, he goes, "Hey, play that thing you guys were jamming in the living room yesterday." And so we started playing it, and he started singing something. So he was up there listening and writing.
Wow. Oh, that's just great. That's a cool story. Yeah.
Now I got to tell you our story. So Shuley, our very own Shuley, used to live in Las Vegas, and he said he worked at one of those photo places, and he said he once developed a nude roll of film of Slash. He's out there if you want to talk to him about it.
You got to be kidding me.
Really?
Yeah.
Why would you do that on camera?
You don't care.
You probably hide as a kite.
I don't believe this, but
what was it, Shuley? You worked in a camera place.
It was like a souvenir/liquor store that sold everything. If it wasn't nailed down, we'd sell it, and we developed film there too. And he came in in and was trash. And at the time, I didn't even recognize Slash because he didn't have a hat on. His hair was like flat and everything. And they dropped off a roll of film. It was you, and I don't know which one.
Was it in L.A.?
No, it was in Vegas. It was on Fremont Street.
No, okay, there's actually some pictures in the book of she and I, but they weren't full on sex.
No.
There's some nudity, but there's no real penetration.
There's a picture in the book. She's got her face where the sun don't shine.
When I developed the film, that's when I realized it was Slash because there was a picture of him in the shower, and I saw this tattoo on his arm of himself. It says Slash with the hat.
It's a tattoo. He was actually of a girl, but it has my name.
Oh, it does. Okay, well,
character.
And he was nude, and he's just standing there in the shower.
How was he hung? Was he have a big penis?
Yeah, it was huge. I made double prints. I put it in the book we had for naked photos. We had a book underneath for nude pictures. You're very gracious.
That was very nice of you. Well, Slash, it's a pleasure.
Yes,
Artie.
Can I ask him a couple of questions?
Yeah, go ahead.
What? How you doing, man? Artie. You guys were like a great sort of band in the tradition of classic, rock and roll. When you saw bands like Nirvana and Pearl Jam, that whole grunge thing coming on, did you feel like you guys were in trouble in any way?
No. I was really excited. Being that in the 80s, we were one of the few sort of hands down gritty rock and roll bands. There was so much other glam and sort of fake anthem stadium rock or whatever you want to call it going on. When grunge happened, which I still have a hard time calling it that, but in the 90s, in the early 90s, when Nirvana, Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, what's the other band?
Pearl
Jam.
Yeah.
And bands like that, those were the main ones. I thought it was great because it was like some new blood, and I was really addicted to a couple of these records.
So was it a turn off to you? You liked it?
What would you rather call it? Just rock and roll, like anything else,
It was
right?
basically just an extension of what we were doing.
Right.
I agree. I agree.
And just one real last thing. I've struggled with drugs as documented on this show, and I'm curious. What created more chaos in your life? Because I have a definite answer to this.
Yeah.
Coke or heroin? What do you think created more like chaos? What made you more out of control? Cocaine or heroin?
Coke definitely made me more out of control. But we keep mentioning Coke, but I only speedballed Coke, so I always had it with heroin.
Oh, really?
I did a couple lines here and there. Like I used to hang out with Sam Kinison back in the day, and he used to blow my mind. He'd do a line the size of this table in one hit.
Yeah,
really some serious business.
Yeah.
Coke's not really my drug of choice. It's too up.
So you always had heroin?
I'm a heroin guy.
Wow.
But some of my weirdest stories in the book are about when I'd run out of dope and it just end up with the Coke left to shoot, and then the hallucinations that go along with that.
Right.
You said at one point you put your fist through a piece of a glass shower.
There was something that happened, an incident in Phoenix, where I probably would have gone to jail for a good amount of time.
Really?
And luckily, there was a promoter there. My manager called. That was probably one of the few.
What happened?
One of the few good things they ever did for me. They got me on a plane and sent me back to L.A. like that.
What did you do though?
I tripped out in this resort.
Coke. Yeah. You started to hallucinate.
Yeah, completely. And I was running around this resort, running from something I thought was chasing me.
You were naked, weren't you?
Yeah, I was naked, and I ran into this maid who pressed charges.
Oh my goodness!
For what?
For what do you call it?
Indecent exposure.
No. When you punch somebody, what do you call it?
Assault.
Assault. Yeah.
I couldn't remember.
Punched the maid.
And then
you were naked and you punched the maid.
I just ran over her.
You thought she was a monster.
I knocked her down. No, she was in my way, and
and you were running from what? What did you see?
I was running from these little imaginary demons that had these little guns that were chasing me, and I trashed my hotel room trying to get away from them, and then went through the front door.
It doesn't sound like fun.
No, it was. You
could have lost your mind.
Yeah,
in the book you described them. What do you say that you described?
I said they looked like the little predator guys.
Yeah,
that's the closest. That was the best thing I could.
I mean, you were real hardcore with this stuff. In fact, in the book, Slash goes into the fact that he got a virus from drinking too much, and they had to replace something in your heart, didn't they?
They put a defibrillator in my heart.
Right.
Wow.
And they told me that
this is hardcore.
That I wasn't going to live. They said that you have 6 days to 6 weeks, and I refused to. I remember that was serious, and I didn't have a problem quitting drinking to sort of go along with doctor's orders. But I was really concerned with getting all because I had to cancel the tour, and so I wanted to make up those dates.
Right.
And that's what got me through it. And I was back on the road within months.
Because when you're on coke or heroin, at least me, you can drink endlessly. And when I would go on a Coke binge, I was more into Coke in my 20s because it forced you to be social. Cocaine, you were out, and that's why it created more chaos. But heroin, you want to withdraw and be by yourself.
I'm an introvert by nature, so doing Coke and socializing, it's like, it's okay. It makes it more, like, I go out now and I realize why I did so many drugs, because I just can't
stand being
it's
around
like
people.
Boring, you know,
Right, yeah.
hang out at a bar, everybody's talking, and you're like, this is why I used to drink.
Well, anyway, hey, by the way, you were at Anna Nicole Smith's funeral.
Yeah.
How did that? Were you close with her?
What's I wouldn't say close. She was more of an acquaintance to me, but she was close to my wife.
Oh.
And you know, we didn't know each other all that well, but what's the guy's name? Her
Howard
attorney?
Howard K. Stern.
Howard invited us, and Perla thought we should go, so we took off and went down there, and that was a real scene. And her that Nicole's mom was a real piece of work.
Really?
Yeah. She showed up at the funeral. I guess it was about an hour to 2 hours late because she was at the courthouse still trying to win that.
Yeah. The custody deal.
Yeah.
Pretty wild, man. You've done it all, and you've put it in.
And
you've
you
put it in a book
everywhere. Yes.
Yes, and and I got to tell you something. It's a great book. Good for you, man. Slash's new book, Slash, in stores now. Check out Slash and Guitar Hero 3, by the way.
And we have Velvet Revolver's got a new record out.
Yeah, Velvet Revolver, and that thing's going well.
So we're touring. I'm just on a quick break. We're going to Japan and Australia.
Very nice.
Yeah, and I can't believe you got Scott Weiland under control.
He's the angel in the band.
No kidding.
Yeah,
it's
I
unbelievable.
wouldn't call him an angel, but he's doing really well.
Well, it's great. It's always great to see you. I love when you come in here. I love to sit and talk to you about your life. It's fascinating.
All you guys, and I heard you were sick, so you might not be here. So I'm glad you're here.
Oh, I'm here. I'm not sick. Don't
No,
believe
she's sick.
the rumors.
She's the healthiest one in the room, Slash.
All right.
That's right. Thanks, Slash.
All right,
Good
man,
luck with the book.
you.
All right, Slash, how do you think it went in there today?
It was good. That was one of the more comfortable times I've had doing Howard Show. I always have a good time doing Howard Show, but I also get nervous. You know?
Why were you nervous?
I don't really like talking all that much. You know, like doing face-to-face interviews because I'm sort of quiet. You know, and I get thrown to the wolves sometimes. Howard's like that. The first time I ever did an interview with Howard was over the phone, and I didn't know who he was. This was years ago, and I called him from Hawaii at like 2 a.m, drunk off my ass. And didn't know who I was dealing with, and he just sort of wiped the floor with me. But luckily, he was. I think that what broke the ice though was that he was cool enough to let me redo the show the next day. And so ever since then, we've had sort of a relationship. So I have a lot of respect for the guy.
And was it weird talking about like your sex life and your childhood with drugs and everything?
I was sort of expecting it, but you never know exactly how it's going to go. There was a couple of uncomfortable moments in there, especially the group sex stuff, because I hadn't really thought about that. I didn't have any good answers for it. But it's all good,
Sam, what brings you down here today?
I have no idea.
Just came to hang out.
Well, yeah, when the guy owns a company, tells you to come on the show, you go.
You listen, right?
And the walking backwards drives me.
You got to do it, man.
It's unbelievable.
You got to.
All right.
I'm getting good at it, I think.
You won't keep going backwards?
Not.
You'd rather let me go out of focus and run into that wall.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'll sacrifice that footage.
How's it going? How's it going? Forget me. How's it going for you?
It's all right. I'm a little tired.
You tired? Now, where is your career going from here? Where is this going to take you?
I'm moving on up. I'm an associate producer right now.
You see the Academy Awards where a hooker won the screenplay?
Yes, I did for Juno.
That's where you ought to be. You could be like
stripping or
a handheld camera guy. They would say, "What did you used to do?" And you would say, "I worked at Howard Stern, and then I shot a movie." Apparently, it's not difficult to do.
No, I think it's
when strippers are winning Academy Awards. I think
exactly.
It's not. Yeah, it's not hard to do. Otherwise, everything's good. How are you?
Good.
Didn't we say this already?
Yeah, I think we made this chit chat.
But how have you really been doing? How are your parents?
My parents are good.
They're proud of you?
Yeah, they are. They are.
Did you get a college degree?
I did.
In what?
In broadcasting. Went to a good school,
Yeah, but that's not really a good degree.
Why not?
Well, if you don't make it in broadcasting, then what do? You could be a doctor in Venezuela.
Hey, Jay Thomas is here. He's always on fire. He always has great stories. Jay has his own radio show here on Sirius Satellite Radio. You should check it out. It's a lot of fun. Weekday afternoons from 3 to 6. I always listen to him. I listen to Bubba. There's so much stuff going on. It's from 3 to 6 on Sirius Stars Channel 102. The great Jay Thomas, who really is quite delightful. I like Jay.
Where is he?
He's stalling. He's making an entrance.
Yeah. Making us demand him.
What were you doing out there that you're so busy?
He was telling me a story of coaching his kids in baseball.
Oh.
And I was pretending I cared.
Gary's stories are all beautiful family stories.
First of all, Jay and I both coached in the same league in the same time.
Here we go again. It was boring then, it's boring now, and it's going to continue to be boring.
Okay, Jay, why don't we sit down on a plane and you can tell me how you build houses for 5 fucking hours?
I don't, but you know what? I stopped doing that. I realized it's like
you didn't stop talking about it.
How about people that show you the pictures of their fucking kids?
I didn't do that.
Right?
It's so right. You know, my parents, I used to say to them, why don't you ever carry a picture of me in your wallet or your purse, Mom? And they go, we hate people who show pictures of their children. We have nothing to brag about. I go, you have nothing to brag about.
What were you, like, all nose when you were a kid? What
I don't know what it was, but like I thought, well, maybe they could have a picture so that they could look at me. When I was
they wanted to check on you every once in a while.
No, they had no concept of that. Jay, I was hearing a story, which is fascinating. By the way, did you watch the Academy Awards?
You know, I did, and
Who's getting lap dances from Diablo Cody? I mean,
I've got to tell you that we struck, you know, I'm in the Writers Guild, all that stuff, that we struck battling for the writers and all, and then a hooker wins the best screenplay and says, I'm learning a lot from the writers, and it's like, it was such an embarrassment.
Yes.
It was such a slap in the face to writers.
What are you guys holding out for?
Well, in all fairness, she wasn't a hooker. She was a stripper. Let's be honest.
I'm sorry. That's a hooker to me. You can call it, because if there's enough money, do they not screw guys?
Well, not all of them, but let's be honest.
You think she never screwed anybody for money?
I don't know. I don't know the girl.
Then the movie's about a little slut, right?
Yes.
And here's the other thing. They're always having the thing, and I go to these things and I wear a ribbon for abortion. Always, everybody should have an
woman's
abortion.
right to choose.
Never do they have an abortion in the movies.
No, never.
Nobody ever has an abortion.
That 16-year-old girl in Juneau would have had an abortion in 2 seconds. You're absolutely right.
No, I didn't see the movie.
Has an abortion.
They should. We have enough people.
He's so right.
They should have an abortion. I mean,
Well, what about the family that wanted to adopt that baby?
Didn't they break up? I didn't see the movie.
Yes, they do.
And so they give it to a broken family.
More trouble.
So they should have aborted.
It's a great story.
And they give it to a broken family, which is already a mess.
Well, you're from New Orleans, and you even, I thought this was an incredible statement.
So many people should have been aborted in New Orleans. It's not even funny.
I want to see the sequel of Juno in 15 years when that kid's ripping off cars and mugging
But you had said yourself that the
I don't think that Diablo Cody will write another movie that we care about.
You hope not. You got jealous, didn't you? Be honest. I mean,
you know what?
have been
I'm
in the
jealous
business.
because they make it out like we are the peons, and then the King of France and the Queen and all are in this thing, and we look at them through the fence, and then they throw us bread they've chewed on for a minute.
Are you saying that the Academy Awards are like high school, where the cool kids all get to congregate
and give each other awards,
and you're on the outside looking in, and no one will let you come to the party?
And if the women are so beautiful, why don't they have anybody?
Right.
Why doesn't Cameron Diaz have a man?
Because she's a fucking pain in the ass.
I don't know. And by the way, when they're taking the pictures, what is with this?
What, turning to the side?
What does that mean? It's a cat's ass. It's a cat's ass.
You know, I saw Miley Cyrus doing that. She's 15 years old.
What's with the 15-year-olds acting like 40-year-olds?
Raising kids in Hollywood, were you afraid of that? I mean, the kid turning into a Hollywood kid. Miley, what his name is Miley? I never heard of this. Miley.
Well, she's a little...
We struggled to get the kids into an upscale preschool. I mean, you probably went through this with your kids. This is a long time ago. And we went, and we had to get, and Alex Trebek and his wife were trying to get into school the same time we were.
And there's only so many slots available.
And they had the quintessential black woman headmaster, but everybody else was white and rich in the school. And Jack Nicholson,
a very liberal neighborhood,
right?
It was in the it was on Clinton Street. I'll never forget it. It's still it's the Something Learning Center. And one day we're parking the car, and my wife's, it was Jamie Lee Curtis was helping park the cars. And Bruce Springsteen was in the coffee room. And Jack Nicholson, well, my wife was going, my God.
We got to get in.
Get into school.
Yeah.
So we
You
bring
wanna go to this
we
school.
bring our little 3-year-old, 4-year-old boy, and he's got some issues. He's not right.
Right.
He's mentally not right. And
Right. Your son is not mentally
What
right?
about your son?
He's okay now, but he wasn't right.
Not everybody has a perfect kid. He needs to admit that.
Thank you for admitting it.
We
Right.
would go to McDonald's, and you know where they have the balls? You get to play with the balls?
Yeah.
He would get in there, and then he would grab a kid and start strangling him, and pulling him. And some dad would say, "Hey, who's that?" And I would say, "That's my son." And he goes, "Hey, get him out." And now my son wouldn't let go and then would bite the kid. It was really terrible.
Wait, now, does your son still have problems? I mean, honestly, is
He builds guns now. He makes a real gun.
Oh my
And he
God!
stopped
Oh no, we
biting
deal with it all the
people.
time.
So he's a real violent kid. I mean,
No,
he's
he's
born
not.
violent.
He's a crack shot and all, but we let him get it
Should
out.
he be around guns?
Will you stop that?
I'm not kidding.
No, he tried to strangle children
Yes.
at a young age,
and now
he's
he
into
builds
guns.
Now,
What school does he go to? Because I want to
he goes to a public school now.
They won't let him in the private school.
No. So we go to the higher learning thing, and we had like this kind of thing with him. And one guy in Burbank says to me, "Who's that kid in there?" And I go, "Oh, that's my son." He goes, "If I didn't recognize you, I'd punch you in the nose." He says, like, because he recognized me, he wasn't gonna. So I'd climb in the thing, and I did this constantly. My wife's crying. We had another kid, and also finally we sent him to this school.
It's a tough kid.
We get there, and Alex Trebek is with this young wife of his, and they're trying to get in.
And they're kissing the black woman's ass, who's the headmistress.
We get the kid in.
Yeah, good.
We get him in.
Good. You
He's
paid him
there, my wife says Jamie Lee Curtis is parking the cars and all. Well, he's not there a minute. He's in the sandbox. He strangles a kid.
Was it someone's famous kid?
Bites the kid, yeah. Like somebody I never heard of, a producer's child. So they call us up and they go, "Your child needs a shadow teacher."
What's that?
For $400 a week, a woman stays with him all day.
Well, at least they didn't kick him out. They didn't give up on him.
$400 a week, and he's great with the shadow teacher, who's a psychologist or a kid or whatever she is from high school. I said, well, I'd like it too if somebody hung with me all day, right?
Or you have to pay $400
extra a week, and it was $1,000 a month. I am so mad, and so I say to my wife, why don't we send him up the street with the Mexican kids and all, where he would fit in. He would fight. He would be a gang member. He looks like...
He likes guns.
Like he's from a broken home or something.
Right.
Mom, I got my colors today.
Did you ever take him to a psychiatrist at that age and say, what's going on
he's
here?
pre-fucked up. He belongs...
with these kids.
And the kid. And we had a psychiatrist, and they would go to McDonald's with us, two of them.
Right.
This is another $5,000. And we would stay there.
Aren't
and
you
then
glad you had kids?
we'd put him into the thing and see if he strangled someone. We started going to McDonald's in other neighborhoods that they didn't know us.
Right.
We go into West Los Angeles.
Right.
So we're spending tons of money. So now the school says he's become such a problem. We have to have a meeting.
Oh, no.
We have to have a meeting.
Is it hard to love a kid like this?
It is.
It is. Go ahead.
So we got 7 people in the room, and they're telling us these things, psychiatrists and things, and the quintessential, 6 foot tall, a black woman headmaster, not another black person on the staff, not a Mexican, nothing.
Nothing.
And I say, we're not all talking about this little 2.5 foot kid, are we? We can't be.
Right.
And I said, this is ridiculous, and we're out of here. We're done. And the woman said, well, okay. And they gave us our money back. And so they that's a big deal. They gave us our money back. We end up going to some school run by lesbians, and he was fabulous at the lesbian school.
So do you think there's something to the fact that these she schools are doing something wrong?
Here it is. You don't have to be smart to be an actor.
Right.
Writing is hard. Producing is hard. I guess directing, you have to know.
I don't know how writing is hard. A stripper can do it.
That's true. But actors are not bright, and I've said it forever. I get in trouble for saying it, but
I got to ask you a question about that.
They're
'cause
not
I've heard it.
smart.
Listen, I'm watching this show, In Treatment, Gabriel Byrne.
I love that show.
Okay, me too. They memorize all these
Unbelievable.
lines. There's
What
gotta
does memory have to do
well,
with
nothing?
Let me finish my point.
Smart.
There's got to be some
The
intelligence.
Rain Man
there.
could memorize shit.
I can't memorize.
I'm in a Rain Man, memorize
You're
everything.
brilliant.
No, I'm not. I don't. I mean, I feel stupid. So when I see these actors, they're able to memorize entire soliloquies, monologues. They're able to do this. They have this ability. You can't see the intelligence in that?
I don't think memorization is intelligence.
What? I'm sorry.
I don't think memorization is intelligence. The average person says what you say. You did a movie. I didn't see you stumble or you talk.
No, I struggled to remember the lines, and they were my lines.
They do too. They do, but they do too.
Well, I'll tell you something. This is a fascinating story. And, you know, even more fascinating is your take on the whole... Jay is from New Orleans.
Right.
And the guys told me this. This was something they put in the notes.
Mm-hmm.
That you recently in New Orleans rented out your house to Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie.
To their architects.
Okay. Oh, to their architects.
Brad Pitt, who is a wonderful guy and is helping New Orleans.
Is he smart?
I don't think so. I think he's naive. I think he's really rich.
He wants to bring all the poor people back to New Orleans and build up their neighborhoods, right?
Yeah, and we'd like him to stop that. The hurricane, of course, did us a tremendous favor and blew tons of killers out of town and people living on the dole and everything else. And so now they're all trying to come back.
But there's still a high...
terrible.
A murder rate there.
A friend of mine just got shot in the ass. He was being robbed. They shot him and the bullet went through a cheek. A transvestite robbed him.
So you're serious when you say that the hurricane was a good thing?
Yes.
It was God's way of cleaning up New Orleans.
So now when you
I
see...
didn't even believe in God till the hurricane.
So when you see Brad Pitt...
Did you see the people in the Super Bowl? Did you see them?
Yes.
Would you like to live anywhere near any of those people?
I don't know.
Where's our food, motherfucker? Where's our food? It was horrible. It was horrible.
So you were pleased when New Orleans changed after the hurricane, and now when people like Brad Pitt, who doesn't really live in New Orleans...
He should be rebuilding houses in my neighborhood.
Okay.
Right.
I went to the airport, and all these church groups are coming to help rebuild places that no one gives a shit about.
Right.
I couldn't find anybody to work. I went to the airport to, Southwestern Baptist Church from Mississippi or wherever the hell, Texas. I said, look, I'll give you $20 an hour apiece. Work in my neighborhood, rebuild our houses. Don't go in that neighborhood. And they laughed at me.
Right.
And they went and did Jesus' work and all that. Brad Pitt gave $5 million. He's going to build 150 houses. He brings in architects from all over the world. And they're very nice people, but they're naive. These architects stay in my house and destroy it.
What do you mean?
They left underwear and pot and beer and shit. They went nuts. They just spent his money and went completely nuts.
So they wrecked.
So it was like a frat party.
Yes.
So they wrecked your house.
Yes.
Did you have to get some additional funds from them in order to fix up the house?
We thought about doing it, but I was, I didn't give them a break because they were helping. That's another thing.
Right.
If you're coming to New Orleans to help, I don't give you a break when you rent my house.
Right. So
Right.
Did Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie ever show up at your house?
They never came to my home, but what they did was they threw a party. And they threw it in the area where they're building the houses. And there was a big trailer there, and they had put fences up and all. And so a guy I know says, look, they're throwing this party. Maybe I can get you in. And I said, sure. So we go to the thing. Not only could I get in, they let everyone in. It was like Andrew Jackson's inauguration. He let everybody in the White House, and it was a terrible idea.
Right.
It's the last time they let him.
No.
Wow. Robin Williams was in that fantastic movie. You know what I'm talking about, Robin?
Robin Williams?
Yes. Wasn't he in La Cage aux Folles?
Oh, yes. I completely forgot about that.
I mean, Robin Williams is an actor. He won an Academy Award.
Absolutely.
How is this guy an actor?
Some of the parts that Eric, that these people don't really come from the cream of society.
Right.
People who end up in witness protection. I mean, over the life of the show, there's been drug traffickers and diamond smugglers and counterfeiters and
he doesn't even understand. But he doesn't understand that.
Would he be a cross-dresser?
Will you be a cross-dressing pot farmer? Eric?
No.
No. All right.
And Howard, I do understand what this show's about. I've watched just about every episode.
But how do you describe yourself as an actor if you don't understand that no one thinks you would be a real cross-dresser?
Do you think those actors you're watching have actually committed their
I've seen John Malkovich play a man in a woman's outfit. He's like one of these psychopaths.
Yeah, Tom Wilkinson.
Absolutely. I don't understand how you're an actor. I mean, what actor says he won't play? He's almost...
There's nothing Eric will play except a hero.
We actually do have an area that we're talking about that does take place in the world of drag queens.
Go ahead.
believe it or not.
And what would Eric be required to do?
Well, it's possible that, he could be, we do have one of our WITSEC inspectors going undercover into a club, and, he could be in that club.
So Eric would be required to go undercover. Let's say he's on the show. He assists by going undercover. He's a federal agent.
He's a federal agent?
Right.
Wow.
That's
I don't think that's what he had in mind.
No. Eric goes undercover as... Is that what you're referring to?
No, I think he would be like a club member, like he's one of the people who hangs out in this club.
Oh, he agrees to wear like a wire or something?
Yeah, well, or that's a possibility, the wire, or he could just be actually in the club, part of that scene. Yeah. They could maybe interview him, ask him a question or two.
Right, in other words, he might even...
that they're looking for.
Right, like in other words, Mary or somebody walks in and goes, hey, what do you know about this? And
right.
Eric,
exactly.
I see.
An informant.
Very good.
Eric, would you play that?
No.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you ever here's his chance to go on.
This is an actor, and he wonders why you haven't gotten him more roles. He says no to most things.
John, what are you in your 5th season on this show?
Yep, we will be beginning season 5, yes.
Yeah, here is a hit show. Stars beautiful Mary McCormick, who played my wife in the movie. I mean, he won't play a cross-dresser.
Why won't you, Eric?
How could you be an actor and not play a cross-dresser? People would give their left arm who are actors to do this.
Why do you have the luxury of turning down every role when most actors have to take whatever there is?
Right.
Just don't feel like playing someone like that.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're not an actor. Do you understand that?
You can't pick and choose.
I feel that as an actor, if you take a role that you don't like, you're not going to perform well. And if you take a role you do like, you're going to give it all you got and do a good performance.
Would you play a white supremacist?
No.
How about a hitman?
Would you play a hitman?
I don't know how that would work. I mean, I've never seen a hitman that's a little person in a wheelchair before.
That's what makes you unique.
Right. What a plot line. But you think little people don't...
Hey, Eric, can I ask you a question? Considering all the things you said no to, what was it about the role that allowed your head to explode that you liked?
Well, that was kind of hit on me after I accepted it. I couldn't really back out.
Oh.
So you would have turned that down?
They came up with that after I had said yes.
Right, but I'm saying if you would have known in advance that your head was going to explode, would you have turned it down?
I don't know if I would or not.
How about, would you play a guy who lives in a cuckoo clock? I'm serious.
I don't see how that could even fit into that show.
Right. Well, John,
man?
Would you play a con man? Someone who rips people off?
Yeah, I would go for that.
No. John, do you see him with many lines or just like 1 or 2? I don't think he can handle more than 2.
Yeah, I think we were in the neighborhood of 2 lines.
I handled more than 2 in the show Fringe.
Ideally, how many lines, Eric, would you feel comfortable with?
Yeah, weren't you complaining that you had too many lines? And too much...
we don't want to overwork you.
Yeah.
Well, to me, that was pretty much because that was my second acting gig. I didn't have much experience doing that, and I didn't know if I could handle a whole long bit of dialogue.
All right. So you're ready to do this. Do you really think I should help you with this, Eric? The way you talk about me and the way you boycott the show, do you think I should help you with this? Tell me why I should.
Well, it would be nice. It would help your karma go in reverse.
It would help my karma. My karma's shot.
Well, it may help to turn it around.
Would you ever go undercover on the show as a Thanksgiving turkey? Would you do that?
No.
No. All right. So, listen, John, you're a nice guy. John Strauss, executive producer of In Plain Sight. The guy's a super talented guy. Do you know he wrote the movie Something About Mary?
Really?
That's correct.
One of my favorites.
And you also wrote the incredibly huge phenomenon, which is the Santa Claus movies for Tim Allen. Is that correct?
That is correct.
There's a guy, Eric.
So this is a very talented man, Eric.
Right.
You going to go on the set and act professionally, or are you going to bitch and moan about everything?
I acted professionally on the 2 sets that I've been on so far.
Yeah. And John, you have something in mind for him.
Yeah, we have a few different things. I really just wanted to, to see what kind of latitude we have, and
not much.
Now you know.
Yeah, a little on the narrow side.
Why don't you write a part from a man who thinks he's an Ewok from the Star Wars movies?
Eric, are you good with that?
Would you play a guy who believes he's an Ewok?
I guess I'd go with that.
Okay.
You have to get into the costume.
You would dress up as an Ewok?
Well, those Ewok costumes, no one sees who's in them because they
Right. That's correct.
cover the face and everything.
That's right. You would be an Ewok, but it would be you inside there pretending that you're an Ewok. All right.
I'd have to think about that.
All right.
Nice.
All right.
All right, so in review, Hoarder, we're okay with.
You're okay with Hoarder?
Yes.
All right.
Con man.
Con Man, where did we leave it on the cross-dressing bar?
No.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
No?
You understand that doesn't make you a cross-dresser if you play one.
I know that.
Okay.
But why won't you do it?
Just something I don't feel like ever doing in my life for any reason.
Oh.
And Hitman, we thought was unusual, but that was a possibility.
Right, Eric?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. John, it was a painful discussion, and yet we did learn a few things.
Good luck.
A little ways down the field here.
John, I don't know why I must be out of my mind, but I'm going to sanction this. Eric has threatened me. He has told me he won't do the show anymore.
He's boycotted us,
He's boycotted the show. He sends me lists and lists of demands. There's no reason on earth why I should do this for him, but I'm going to yet once again because I'm a nice guy.
Well, I've enjoyed listening to Eric on the show, and I did hear the list, and we thought if we could do our part to...
and who knows, John, maybe Eric will even thank you for the opportunity.
I think he thanks other people. He just doesn't thank us.
Maybe he'll even thank me, but I'm not holding my breath. You know what I'm saying?
I understand. Eric, is it, we do shoot the show in Albuquerque.
Oh, good luck.
Mexico.
Good luck getting him there.
Go.
I can't go. I need my oxygen. I need a 5-star accommodation. I need. Are you going to be
I've never said anything about needing 5-star accommodation.
Okay. Perhaps that was an
But
exaggeration.
you're going to have a lot of demands. Can you get to Albuquerque?
Yeah, I mean, it will be a little difficult, but it could be worked out.
Howard, I think in the last one, did they have to rent you a van?
Yeah.
They had to get an SUV and a driver to drive from here to Vancouver and back.
Oh my God! Hey, John, you're a top television guy. They don't explain to Eric that they don't care. They hire an actor and the actor has to show up.
That's pretty much the way it works. I mean, we generally actually we will fly if we cast somebody from LA. We will the show will fly them to Albuquerque. So I imagine we can make some kind of arrangements. If there needs to be a van.
You got to write him in as like, you got to let me in on the writing of this thing. I want him to be a guy who lives in a small town in the West. He gets elected sheriff. but he rides around on a Shetland pony. You know, would you play that, Eric? With a big cowboy hat? You'd play that, right?
That sounds ridiculous.
Oh.
No, it's what's ridiculous about it?
Any way to work that in, John, where he's on a Shetland pony and he has a 10-gallon hat on?
We have plenty of horses in New Mexico.
Right.
So
yeah.
we could make it work.
So
homeless person was one other. That was another area.
Would you play a homeless person, Eric?
It'd be the second time I've done that, so sure.
Sure. Okay.
I think you're getting typecast.
Right. By the way, the show is called In Plain Sight. It stars Mary McCormick. John Strauss is the executive producer. I've got Eric on the phone with the executive producer of a TV show. Most actors would give
But you don't do that much for him.
I don't do anything for him. Will you admit that I'm a great guy? Well, repeat after me, Eric. Howard Stern is a great guy, and I love him for the opportunities he gets me.
Howard Stern is a great guy, and I love him for the opportunities that he gets me.
Thank you.
Wow.
Well, thank you. Even if I put the words in your mouth.
Finally.
And I'm sure that, John Strauss, I want to thank you for even paying attention to Eric and his acting. And when can we expect to see this, if all things go well, John?
It's going to be a while. We start shooting again in January, so we'd probably be airing, in next March. So we've got some time to iron this out.
All right, good.
And I can certainly come back with some lists.
Yes, Eric.
Right. I figured that it would be a little while, given the fact that Mary McCormick's pregnant and probably going to be delivering soon.
That is correct.
Right. All right, Eric. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, John. And I'm going to keep a close eye on this situation. And if it happens, it'll be a miracle.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Eric, and thank you, John.
Thanks.
No problem.
Right. Bye-bye. Well, there's Eric. He's getting his third role off of this show. And I don't know. I must be a maniac, an insane person.
You can't help it. He's got you wrapped around his finger.
Oh, this is kind of weird. Johnny Fratto and Eric the Midget are on the phone. They want to negotiate Eric's return to the show.
So Eric will be listening in as we talk to Johnny? Is that
know.
what's going to happen?
Johnny, how does this negotiation work? I got dice waiting, so I can't do a full negotiation. I can line it up for tomorrow, however.
Whatever you want to do, Howard.
Is Eric on the phone right now?
Eric is on the phone right now.
But Eric is not speaking.
He won't speak.
Eric, you should speak, Eric. Right?
Oh.
I'm here.
Oh, hello there.
Eric, I don't want to say I told you so, but I'm gonna. I told you you'd be back on the show.
Are you going to say this and get him to, hold out a little longer because you're going to remind him that he said he'd never be
I just wanted an apology because I was right. Eric, remember when you said to me, there's no way I'm returning to the show? Do you remember that?
I'm not.
Well, it says
well,
here.
You're here now.
You're on the show.
Johnny called in. I'm on the phone with Johnny.
Oh, yeah, God, help me. He's doing that third-party thing again.
But I
didn't dial the number myself.
But, Eric, you're negotiating to come back on the show.
Yes, that you are doing.
I mean, come on. So why would you...
I'm not Mr. Cat getting things wrong, like Sofia Vergara playing a voice on the Smurfs. She's one of the live action actors.
Who cares?
He's very upset about that Robin, that he really wants a disclaimer on that or something.
Well, he just corrected it.
Eric, why are you so into the Smurf movie?
Because I used to collect them as a kid and watch the cartoon like a lot of people my age.
And you seem to know everything about the Smurf movie. That, for example, Sofia Vergara will be live action.
Because I think I've watched all of the trailers that have been put online.
I see.
If I would have known this, I would have built a whole village at that Comic-Con.
Eric, do you relate to the Smurfs? Is that why? Because you feel, you're a little person and they're actually little people? They're actually dwarves?
No, it's not it.
Who's your favorite Smurf? Grumpy?
No.
Did you ever fantasize about being a Smurf?
No, not at all.
Do you have a favorite Smurf?
I mean, I guess I like a few of them. Brainy, I don't have a particular
Sheila?
one.
Sheila.
What did he say? Brainy?
Brainy.
He said Sheila. Brainy.
What about Smurfette? You gotta like Smurfette.
Oh, yeah.
One broad, the jolly girl there.
He didn't want to tell us he liked Smurfette. He used to be hot for a blue girl.
To Smurfette?
No, but I definitely like the person that is playing her voice.
Right. Who is playing Smurfette?
Katy Perry.
Oh. I like her, too. Very much. What would you do to her?
Maybe motorboat. I don't know.
Yep.
Motorboat?
Yeah, that's where you put your head in between her titties and go, that's a motorboat, Robin. That's guy talk.
Wow.
Hey, Eric,
we had it nailed down to the three people: Neil Patrick Harris, or what's Sophia?
Sophia Vergara.
Don't you think if Eric motorboated Katy Perry,
it would be a good way to.
How you feeling, Eric, by the way? I know you were having some health issues. How you feeling?
I'm good.
Good. Well, I don't know what this, I don't know what the negotiation entails for you to come back on the show.
Yeah, why are we negotiating?
I'm just happy that I was right, that you are, in fact, looking to come back on the show.
Not really.
Well, then why are you calling? Or why is Johnny calling?
What's the negotiation?
Well, he wanted to go to the L.A. red carpet premiere for Spurs, but there is no L.A. Red carpet premiere for Spurs.
So then why is he calling? Why does he want to negotiate?
Well, now we got it marked down to three: either Sophia Vergara or whatever her name is, the other broad you mentioned, or Neil Patrick Harris. He wants to do an interview. He wants to do an interview with one of them.
But why call me? I mean, Eric says he doesn't miss me. He doesn't miss the show. He doesn't like
need
me.
us.
He doesn't need it. Why would I do that for him?
Well, he does miss you, obviously, because if he didn't miss you, he wouldn't be on the phone right now.
But he says he doesn't miss me.
Well, you got to think of everything Eric says is opposite.
Right.
Like Bizarro World. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Is that true, Eric? You do really miss me? You just are afraid to admit it?
Now, be honest.
Well, you yourself, maybe a little, but the abuse that I take from the fans and shit like that, I don't miss that one.
But, Eric, aren't you really...
Or the long hours on hold, either.
Yeah, well, Eric, don't you sort of miss the... I mean, I know the fans give you a hard time, but isn't it nice when you have all that interaction with fans and the fact that anyone cares? I would even if they're negative, at least there's a lot of activity around you.
There must have been some positives.
Yeah.
There was lots of positives.
Remember when he was on Fringe? I now watch that show.
Yeah.
I mean,
because of you.
Because of me. Remember when he got to the Bunny Ranch? All the good times?
Hey, there it is, because of you.
Right.
And Howard didn't even watch Fringe. Once he saw you on there, he loves the show now.
Right. All right,
it could be very Smurfy.
I'll tell you what, Johnny, let me arrange with Gary a time so Eric's not on hold, and we'll, so we can get you right on, and we'll arrange for this negotiation.
I'm ready.
All
Eric,
right.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Eric, he's ready.
All right.
I even heard that Neil Patrick Harris tweeted you a question of why I wasn't at the New York premiere.
Is that right?
I didn't know that. Well, let's see. I know Neil Patrick Harris. I could perhaps arrange this if there's something in it for me as well. We will talk.
Eric will motorboat him.
Oh.
Oh, hell no.
Eric, Neil Patrick Harris, are you attracted to him in any way?
No, because I'm straight.
Okay. All right. When we do get Eric and Johnny on the phone next time, I'm going to play Eric's terrible voicemail message to Johnny where he demanded money from Johnny.
Demanded money?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What was that all about?
Oh, it was...
If I play this for you, you can see a very different side of Eric. He can be very, very tough on people.
Yes.
It's a very upsetting phone call.
Unbelievable.
Very, very upsetting. All right, well, we'll get to this because I got Dice waiting, and he's a scheduled guest. Speech impediment man wants to say one quick word. Go ahead.
Hey, I don't want Eric back on the show. He's an obnoxious, ungrateful.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I am not necessarily going to be easy in the negotiations. They could break down.
We're good negotiators now. I think Eric is really getting it together now.
Is he highly motivated to come back?
Highly motivated.
Tell Eric the only way you'll let him back on is if he flies with balloons.
All right, speech impediment man. Thank you, Captain Jenks. Go ahead, please.
Hey, I wanted to welcome Eric back with open arms. I really missed him.
There you go.
What do you think of that, Eric?
Don't count your chickens too quickly.
All right. Debbie, the pet lady, what do you have to say? Yes, Debbie.
Am I on the air?
Yes.
Yeah. You know what? I can relate to a lot what Eric had to say, okay?
Yeah. Thank you, Debbie.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I think it's something she's got to get off her chest. I don't know.
All right, Johnny and Eric, we will arrange a time, and I'll be able to spend some time with you and go through these intense negotiations.
You got it.
I don't even know how there's a negotiation to be had.
There isn't, but it's supposed to be fun anyway. All right. Thank you, Johnny. And thank you, Eric.
Guys.
Good to hear from you, and I still say I'm right. Eric is back on the show.
Well, I have to say that it's good to hear your voice. I was worried about you.
Right. All right, Eric, thank you.
All right, guys.
I don't hear from Eric. I think he hung up.
No, I'm still here.
All right. Thank you, Eric.
Right.
All right. Talk to you later.
All right. Oh, this is kind of weird. Johnny Fratto and Eric the Midget are on the phone. They want to negotiate Eric's return to the show.
So Eric will be listening in as we talk to Johnny? Is that
know.
what's going to happen?
Johnny, how does this negotiation work? I got dice waiting, so I can't do a full negotiation. I can line it up for tomorrow, however.
Whatever you want to do, Howard.
Is Eric on the phone right now?
Eric is on the phone right now.
But Eric is not speaking.
He won't speak.
Eric, you should speak, Eric. Right?
Oh.
I'm here.
Oh, hello there.
Eric, I don't want to say I told you so, but I'm gonna. I told you you'd be back on the show.
Are you going to say this and get him to, hold out a little longer because you're going to remind him that he said he'd never be
I just wanted an apology because I was right. Eric, remember when you said to me, there's no way I'm returning to the show? Do you remember that?
I'm not.
Well, it says
Well,
here.
you're here now.
You're on the show.
Johnny called in. I'm on the phone with Johnny.
Oh, God, help me. He's doing that third party thing again.
But
I didn't dial the number myself.
But, Eric, you're negotiating to come back on the show.
Yes, that you are doing.
I mean, come on.
Johnny Fratto called in with Eric the Midget on the line, and Howard said that once Eric spoke, that brought him back to the show, and I guess there's going to be some negotiations set up.
And maybe as soon as tomorrow morning, I might get them back on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And are you excited about this?
Sure. I knew he'd be back, you little guy.
But he doesn't think he's not back yet, because Johnny made the call.
He was on the show this morning. I know he's into these the semantics of I didn't make the call and all that. And they asked me for the news today. How do I feel about him coming back? And I said it'll be fun to have him back on the air. And I did agree with him when Howard said today, do you miss the show? And he said I don't miss. Give me a hard time, and I can understand that. And then he got under my skin again. He goes, and I don't miss being left on hold. And what I would say to you if you're listening, Eric, is sometimes you're left on hold because there's just other things going on. He thinks he's the most important thing in the world, but maybe that's what makes him funny.
Well,
and again, I'm trying not to give him a hard time.
Well, I don't think, and I don't want to speak for Eric, but I don't think he minds being left on hold for a little while. But sometimes he'll hold on for an hour and a half, 2 hours.
But if we're not expecting your call and we have a schedule and we're talking to a guest, the part that makes me laugh but also burns me up is you left me on hold for an hour while you spoke to that dumb Playboy girl who was supposed to marry Hefner. She was he'll say something like that.
Yes, he will.
And I'll be like, really? You think you're more interesting than her? And sometimes he might be.
We only have a couple minutes left. Let's move on to Eric the actor, Eric the Midget. I'm not even sure what to call him now. Did you want to say something?
Eric the Midget.
Eric the actor. We agreed.
Oh, that's right. Eric the actor. We did agree.
Okay.
We did agree. Sorry.
Let's just call him Eric. Why does Johnny Fratto need to call in on Eric's behalf?
Because that's his manager. Johnny Fratto is Eric's manager, and Eric needs to manage Howard. I think
John doesn't like that Fratto's involved.
Well, no, I think if Eric wants to come on, he should come on. And
Right.
Johnny can be, but don't pretend that, he's only on because Johnny's calling. And I don't like when they do the bit. Just like, Eric, get on there and let's see what happens.
I think Johnny's doing a bit. Eric's not doing a bit. And that's
Agreed.
God's honest truth. I get a lot of emails from him. There's no bit.
Right. And his emails are like 8 pages long, and it's all the stuff he talks about in the voicemail.
Yeah, talking about a bully, by the way. Every email he sends me starts off with ape face in capital letters.
Yet he's a victim of bullying, he feels.
Well, he's bullying me.
Well, I guess we're going to see what happens if he calls in. But are you prepared to negotiate and
Sure,
bargain?
I'd like to have him back.
Yeah, I'd like to have him back, too.
But I'd like to have him back. Having said that, I'm not going to, give away the house to get him back.
We will do anything to get him back.
Well, Gary, you were saying that you think he needs a bit of an attitude adjustment.
But that's what
if
I've
he
always
comes
said.
back.
That's always been my beef with him. It really has. I have no other thing with him except to just be nice. Play nice.
Do you think he's coming in a position of power, or does Howard hold all the cards here?
Howard holds all the cards, but he doesn't know that.
And do you want a nice Eric the Midget calling in?
No, I don't.
Do you expect a nice Eric the Midget
Never.
calling in? Of course
Never.
not. That's what makes Eric
If
Eric.
you were Eric, would you be nice?
No. Rod in Cleveland, you're on the wrap-up show.
How you doing, guys? Man,
Hey.
I'm glad you picked up. Listen,
It's hard to hear you,
I really
Rod.
do- you can't. I can't stand Eric the Midget. I can't stand him. I don't want him back.
All right.
Okay, well, we heard that.
He has voted.
No such person exists.
Well, well, there's definitely a split, too. Some people love him and some people hate him, but he's one of those guys who will get a reaction out of you one way or the other. But hearing his voice today back on the air, it was sort of like...
It was cool.
Oh,
It's like comfort food.
yes, yes. He's finally back home. Let's go to... Oh, I don't have a name there, so we'll go to Martin in Washington. Martin, you're on the wrap-up show.
Yeah, I think I'm sorry. I'm switching back to Steve Langford real quick. I think that the tone and the tenor changed in Steve's reporting when the whole George Takei thing happened, when he was called on the carpet for getting his daughter that interview with him.
Oh yeah. That was it. Yeah.
And he was very upset by that. He didn't say anything like Shuley said. He was just sort of morose, but he was about that.
Yeah, but we all get. Does everybody work at a job where they never get?
Yeah, but he was humiliated in front of his daughter.
No, he wasn't. He already got the interview.
And everybody here's got a button. Just a matter of time before somebody pushes it.
Right.
You know?
But I hate Eric the Midget.
All right, that's 2-0, but I'm going to vote 1-4.
The money and run.
Right.
Is that a real legit
He
thing
asked
on
you
the
a
table?
question.
Yeah, I'm saying I believe it is. I mean, I'm not 100% sure. I mean,
You haven't been in the discussion?
I'm not in the loop on that, but I know Ralph mentioned something to me yesterday about how he thought it would be cool if Eric the Midget was on with him. And I think he recommended this to Robert Mills, so I know.
Unfortunately, he called you Eric the Midget.
Well, that's who Robert Mills knows, Eric the Midget. You don't know Eric the actor.
Yeah, you don't know that, Eric. Yeah, that's something that you got to,
What am I going to say?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a way to do this. There's a way to do this. What do we do?
He's the boss. Well, listen, Johnny, you've laid it out for him 100 times. Eric,
We're not
It's like I told him, I said, listen to me, you guys. I got a 9-year-old. I got a half-year-old that's the uncle to his 3-year-old grandson.
Johnny, these demands. Johnny, tell your client.
Here we go, upside down.
Johnny, tell your client these demands are ridiculous. I mean, look at this demand. Eric demands to be made a Supreme Court justice if he calls into the show. I mean, that's how.
It's just as
Yeah.
viable. It's just as undoable as any of the others. But I would say that, Eric, I would take your demands to some other place.
Yeah, you should go on some other show. They might be willing to put up with this.
Well, Howard, can we negotiate a little bit?
No.
Not on those demands.
So we need all new demands.
Yeah, I think here's what I would suggest, Johnny. Have your client go back and make new demands. And then we'll have a discussion next week.
All right.
All right.
We're going to come up with reasonable new demands.
Yeah, reasonable. Yes, Eric.
I'm still holding a bit of a grudge against Johnny for a couple of years ago. Johnny Jr. and a friend went down to Miami to be on SmackDown, and I didn't even get invited to it. And I'm a much bigger fan of WWE than Johnny or Johnny Jr.
Well,
we
Eric,
went down there, Eric, to bring choppers down there for the WWE Divas that we were working. That wasn't just a trip. That was a work trip.
Johnny, it works. Johnny has a chopper business, Eric.
but we can't negotiate that for you with Johnny.
Johnny, don't you take Eric everywhere with you, even when you're on business?
Whenever he's around here, I do. Howard, listen to me. I go to Toys R Us every day. If he wants to go to Toys R Us, he's more than happy to come to my house, and we'll go to Toys R Us. And whoever's there, I buy toys for. So if he wants toys, he can get toys too.
But when you went down to WWE, it was for your chopper business.
It was for the chopper. We made a chopper for we made a chopper for McMahon, and they were going to unveil it, and that's why we went there. And it was.
How come you didn't include Eric? How come you don't treat him like your son and bring How come you?
It was in and out.
Right.
I wanted to get there, and I wanted to get back. And as you already know from the French, negotiation, that Eric, you just don't get him in and out. See?
Maybe you should. Johnny. Maybe you should breastfeed Eric as well.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, listen.
There's passports. There's oxygen. There's all kinds of things.
Eric, you're forgetting that if Johnny did invite you, you're a massive headache.
Massive headache.
It's not easy.
Massive headache.
You complain about everything.
Howard, you got to play some of them calls where he called me up about the money. And I had like 4 deals on the table that were money. Beezit offered him money. Adult Swim offered him money. Shorty offered him money and to get on the show, to call into the show, to promote the show, which he did not want to do, promote.
Eric, you mentioned you mentioned Marty Kleba. I know Marty. Marty took all kind of work when he got his career going.
Right.
He didn't sit there and turn down a cartoon. Johnny,
he didn't sit there and say, "I'm not going to be an elf."
Marty Kleba would have killed someone to get that role.
But now that he's away from the show, he's still got a pretty good career going.
Marty had a career before we met him.
You're our creation. All right,
this was like 30 years ago. My grandma used to hang around that Johnny Paleo, that little guy with the harmonica.
Right.
I could have got Eric right in there.
All right, listen, guys, I got to go. Enough of this negotiation. It's not going well. Eric, you've got to rethink your role in show business. You're turning down roles left. Would you play a Nazi in a movie, Eric?
No.
Yeah, why not? You're not really a Nazi.
It's an act. Yeah, it's an act, Eric.
See, that's why I say you're not an actor. Nobody can call you Eric the actor.
Tom Cruise played a Nazi. He's not. No one thinks he's.
And Brad Pitt did too.
And Brad Pitt played a satanic vampire.
He played a Nazi also. I think that might have even been a Nazi vampire.
Al Pacino played the devil.
No, Eric wouldn't play that. Eric, would you have turned down that role, playing the devil?
Yeah.
Oh.
How about a drug dealer? Would you play a drug dealer? No.
Whoa. Oh, well, we can't work with you. And under these circumstances, you're not an actor.
Eric, an actor.
Eric, if we wanted to do a music video with you to Thriller, to Michael Jackson's Thriller, would you do that?
What do you mean, play a zombie?
No, we actually have him do the Michael Jackson part, or we'll have Jan push him around in a chair so he can dance.
Yeah, but even Michael turns into a zombie in Thriller.
Well, he turns into a werewolf.
Or whatever. Yeah, he turns into something.
Eric, would you play a werewolf?
No.
Well, how many roles do you think there are?
You just want to be. You just want to be a leading man with a love interest.
Yeah, he wants all the George Clooney parts.
Is that what you're looking for, Eric? The George Clooney part?
Ocean's 14.
Holy fuck.
If Katy Perry wrote a song, I Kissed a Midget and I liked it, would you play it in the video? All right, look, guys, I got to go. Johnny, I love you. Eric, I love you. You know, you're great fun.
And
Eric,
if anybody out in Hollywood has a nice role for Eric, let us know.
where he doesn't play anything satanic. Right. You know, he won't be a Nazi. He won't be a vampire.
If anybody's doing a remake of Little Bo Peep or any of that, all of us.
Eric, would you ever play an alcoholic?
No.
Oh, my God.
What actor in Hollywood hasn't played an alcoholic?
Would you play Casey Anthony in a movie?
He'd have to be Kaylee.
Yeah, well. Would you play a shoplifter?
No. Why not? A shoplifter. I do that now.
Well, what are you going to play, Eric?
All right, listen. I got to go. I got to go, guys. This is too funny, but I got to go.
Will you let me answer Robin's question?
Yes.
What I would play is the show In Plain Sight that I mentioned before. I would play someone that needs to go into the wet sack because he witnessed someone being murdered.
Oh, you want to be...
Going to testify.
I see. He just wants to witness a crime.
All right, so you would go on Mary McCormick's show In Plain Sight and play a guy who witnessed a crime. That's it.
Right.
All right.
And
that's normal.
Her team has to, protect me and make sure that I'm able to testify.
We get it. We get it.
But what if, because of the stress of witnessing a crime, you become an alcoholic and worship the devil? Will you play that?
No.
It's a part.
Would you play someone, Eric, who had a debilitating accident, who started taking painkillers and became addicted?
No.
No. Well, why not?
Would you play Mary McCormick's talking baby? All right, Eric, I got to go. I'll look forward to you pulling in or not.
I am going to negotiate this, and we're going to get it down.
Okay.
Good luck, because there's a lot of room.
All right, yeah.
That you got to cover.
Let us know how it turns out, Johnny. Good luck. Eric, good luck. Thank you.
Hey, Howard, can I plug something real quick?
Sure. Go ahead, Johnny.
AMCTV.com. You can see all the things from Mob Week that we did last week on television. And also, look for September 2nd, we're doing the same Valentine's Day Massacre on National Geographic. And it's really, really great.
Eric, is there something you would like to plug?
All I would like to say is that hopefully this weekend, Johnny will have me come down for his birthday and also go to the SummerSlam WWE pay-per-view.
All right.
I thought you wanted to go to Scores.
Oh, yeah, Scores, too.
Yeah, so Gino at Scores says that if Eric comes, he's carte blanche. And, boy, you sure don't get that without the Stern Show, buddy.
Right. All right. Thank you, guys, and good luck. Right. Bye-bye.
You got it.
Right. Bye.
Good luck, Johnny.
Good to speak to you guys. All right, thank you. Good luck. Good luck dealing with Eric. And Eric, good luck dealing with Johnny. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
All right.
Those were the best demands ever.
Yeah. I read through his demands last night and almost fell off my chair.
Eric, the retarded West Passer. Eric, the complaining West Passer.
It was basically take away anything fun about my appearances on the show.
Right.
Eric,
and then give me a lot of stuff.
Bitch.
That's pretty much it. All right, we'll be back right after this.
Eric's a shit cock.
Good morning, Sandra.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Great.
So, a new comedy album?
A new comedy album. Well, it's got a little bit of music too, but primarily comedy. Recorded live in San Francisco. A one-off, improvisational madness.
It's been, I think I read 10 years since you're...
Well, I've put out albums myself. This is an album through a little label called Rooftop Comedy. So, it's a more official release. But I always sell them at my albums and my shows, but now you can get it on iTunes and Amazon and, all the groovy postmodern outlets.
Global distribution.
Exactly.
I like it.
Me too.
So you're back. I mean, is this really just going on Howard like a cup of coffee at this point for you? Is it easy?
It's always a little... You never know what he's going to throw at you. You got to be on your toes, that's for sure. Anytime you do anything that has a high profile with somebody that you respect and who does his homework. You want to raise the bar every time you're on and not just phone it in.
True, but you always seem less nerve-wracked than other guests. You always seem...
Well, when you perform live the way I do and you're thrown into all kinds of situations, you just learn how to be quick on your feet. You got no choice.
Plus, you know Howard. You guys are friends.
Plus, we're friends, exactly. And the intimacy of radio, it always makes you feel like nobody's listening because you're just kind of there in your little vacuum. So you don't think of the ramifications and how many millions of people are out there actually listening live. So it's always like, oh wow, people are actually listening to this. I'm not just talking to Howard in the kitchen over a cup of coffee. But that's what's so great about it, because that's what you capture when you're in there. You feel like the kind of conversations you would just have normally.
Right, it's the best of both worlds. You've got a lot of people are hearing it, but you don't feel like that.
Exactly. It's not like television where you immediately know that somehow it's being beamed out. Radio has a smaller feeling, but just as big as an impact, so it's kind of cool.
All right, well, have fun today, Sandra.
Thank you, honey. Thank you.
Sandra Bernhard is here. Good friend of the show. Interesting woman. Always in the middle of show business, everything. She knows everyone. She's been around. She's been through the mill in show business.
She's been around.
If you had to do it all over again, would you pick a show business career? I mean, seriously, do you think you might have been happier?
No.
You would not pick a show business career,
No,
right?
I would. I would have.
You would? Like, think about it. Like, what if you would become a religious leader? Or because, first of all, it makes
There are easier ways to make a living.
I love Sandra.
There are easier ways to not make a living.
I love Sandra very much personally, and I got to tell you, it never makes sense to me that you're so religious. Like,
I'm not religious, Howard.
You are, honey.
You're spiritual?
She goes to a hardcore temple.
Because I want to hear the Torah reading. I like
but
to
that's
hear
religious.
it. But it's not religious. For me, it's like there's some continuity in life.
But you believe in God?
Yeah, I believe in God.
But you're so cynical. I would think you were one of those people.
I am so not cynical.
You are the most cynical. It's intimidating, your cynicism.
No, it's not
everything.
Would you two get on the same page?
You see the humor. Like when I sit with you and we're just hanging out, you see the humor in everything, and it's hard, and it's biting, and it's cynical, and like all of a sudden,
I don't think the two are mutually exclusive.
And then you open up your heart to God.
But we're living in a physical world.
How can you open your heart to God and still make fun of so many people and
I don't think
harsh?
I'm making fun of people. I think I'm a social critic like you.
Right.
There's layers upon layers. I mean, we're here. What is this Michigas? I mean, look at the world.
Yeah, what is
God
this?
is there.
What is this?
If God is there and listen, he gave us free reign. We've turned it into a bunch of shit.
We have. I was thinking about this the other day.
I want to hear myself a little better. Thank you.
Good. Now you hear.
Oh, God.
He gave us free reign, and we've turned it into a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
You're right. And you know what? These guys.
We can turn it around at any given moment.
Sure.
And all these guys who predict the end of the world and stuff, as crazy as they are, it's just like we don't even know that, like this thing that we're on, this Earth, that just won't blow up tomorrow.
What do we know that.
What the fuck do we know?
We don't know that. The only thing we have in our control.
What do we have in our control?
Is humanity and love.
We're making a terrible thing of that.
Well, most people are, and a lot of people aren't. There's good people. There's people that live their lives, do their things, let other people do their things, and don't interfere. And can
You're
stand
referring
back.
to the religious nuts who say you can't be gay, you can't fuck on Tuesday.
Or just like people on the street, people looking at each other, giving attitude and like looking people up and down, and there's just this constant like exchange of negativity.
But isn't show business such a fucking rough life in the sense that, yeah, I mean, when you're on top of the world and everything's going great, it's great.
Like you, constantly.
But when you're like, listen.
Yeah, it's depressing.
You were in a movie that I think is one of the most brilliant movies, King of Comedy.
Right.
I think that
by the way, it's exactly 30 years ago today that I started shooting that movie.
Really?
Okay, so.
Yeah.
King,
is that crazy?
Cool. That's
in show business.
By the way, it was my birthday yesterday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you,
I should have known that.
I had a fabulous birthday.
What'd you do?
Well, I rehearsed for my show because I'm doing a big show tomorrow night at Town Hall.
Right. Did you get laid?
No, there was no time for sex on my birthday.
Wow.
I mean, I was busy. I rehearsed, and then I went to Liza Minnelli's house because she's one of my special guest stars on my show tomorrow night. She's
you were at her house?
I went to her place.
What do you mean her place?
Well,
Her apartment?
Her apartment, but it's big. It's like a place that, she's been in for many years.
Look at you.
That Halston originally designed.
Wow.
So who else is there beside you?
My friend Justin Bond, because we've written a musical together.
Yeah, but I mean, at Liza's place, you expect to see...
No, I'm talking about tomorrow night.
Yeah, but who was at Liza's apartment?
Liza's... Nobody. Her
it was just you and Liza?
Her vocal coach. No, I had my musical director.
You were working.
And David Brind, my director.
Is she odd?
Liza, no, she's wonderful.
What?
You never met Liza?
I mean,
Liza's never been on this show.
No, never.
Are you crazy?
That would be so fucked up.
Darling. Yeah, you do a better one than I do. Howard.
Howard, I'm just fine. My mother.
She served any food?
No, there was no food.
Tacky.
Well, I mean...
What time were you over there?
We got there at 4.
Get at Liza's house at 4. What time did you leave?
5:30.
Oh, okay.
On a tight schedule.
She got rid of you before dinner.
No, she didn't want us to go. She was telling us great stories.
Does she offer you a drink, or is it like alcohol-free there?
No, we've been there before. When she's had like parties and there's alcohol.
There is?
Yeah. She drinks Snapple.
Is that right?
She drinks Diet Snapple.
What was she wearing?
She was wearing like, kind of sweatpants and like a big oversized T-shirt,
Yeah.
Anybody fucking her? I mean, she's not getting laid. Is she?
I don't think that's a priority for Liza, but no,
You never turn to Liza when you're at her house. Are you getting laid? You don't think getting laid is a priority?
How's it going, Liza?
Yeah, what's happening in the bedroom, Liza?
But you love that. That's the aspect of show business you love. You love going to Liza's house.
Who wouldn't like going to Liza's house and hearing the great showbiz classic stories?
Did she start talking about her mom and the old days and Frank and and?
No, she was actually talking about her first movie she ever did with Albert Finney.
Wow.
And how she was in the car with him, and she kept turning to him during the scene and talking to him, and then they stopped the scene, and he put his arm through hers and just walked down the street, and they were talking and talking. He goes, "Have you noticed you haven't looked at me once? You don't need to look at me when we're talking." So that was a revelation. Mm-hmm. Albert Finney. That's a showbiz classic story.
Right.
Like, just,
so when she tells that stuff, you just sit there and you kind of listen. I hate going to famous people's homes because I get nervous and I'm like, maybe I should be talking more. And you're very relaxed.
No, we're relaxed. First was we rehearsed our song. We're doing that song Class
together
from Chicago.
You will sing a duet with Liza.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ooh, I know, it was crazy, and she was giving me all these like places to breathe, stops. It was like,
Were you resentful?
Not at all.
You're willing
when
to
you're
take...
sitting at the feet of the master, the star of Cabaret. Yeah, I'm going to start arguing
and she's
with
like,
Liza.
No, Sandy, breathe here.
Yeah, well,
breathe here, Sandy.
She doesn't do the English accent. She's Sandy. She's like, she's all zhuzhed up, crazy. Like she's high energy, crazy, and then
she tweaked.
Is she tweaked?
Yeah. Who knows?
No, I wouldn't. Not in a druggy way.
No.
She's just got that natural adrenaline, you know.
So that's pretty cool. But okay. What my point is that show business can be great when you're doing movies, then you're doing the Roseanne sitcom and everything, and then you're at Madonna's house partying with her, and then all of a sudden there are those days where like Madonna doesn't even want to be a friend anymore. You're not on a sitcom, and you're this brilliant movie actress, and nobody even fucking calls for a good movie. It sucks, right? It's like, well, what the hell am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do?
Keep doing what I do. I perform live. I write my books. I have, my ancillary things that we all do.
Does getting old suck, or do you like it?
I feel great.
You do look good.
You
don't look your age.
I work out. I've got a 13-year-old kid. I mean, what am I?
Is your kid 13?
She'll be 13 in July.
Oh my goodness!
Does she hate you yet?
She's finishing 7th grade. Yeah, sometimes she does.
Is it hard having you for a mother? I mean, are you just an annoying mother?
No, I am not an annoying mother.
I mean,
I'm very laid back with her. I'm very self-aware.
Do you meddle in her life constantly?
No, I do not.
You nudge the crap out of her?
No, I don't nudge her.
Are you every minute? Where are you going to pish today? I mean, you let her on her own?
We just sort of started letting her on her own a little tiny bit.
Right.
But it's New York City, and she's my daughter. I'm not going to let her wander around this.
Do you let her Facebook?
No.
You don't?
Absolutely not.
What the fuck?
No.
I mean, come on.
No, she just now got her own email address.
Got a phone?
Do you come on to her?
No phone.
No phone? Do you? What if you need to get in touch with her and she's at a friend's house?
Well, we still have somebody who, kind of hangs with her.
I see.
And picks her up and stuff.
Do you have, so she has no Facebook. And do you monitor her email account? Will you be able to?
Oh, please. Of course we'll monitor her.
You're gonna,
totally all over her.
She doesn't.
You're
you don't
gonna
understand.
spy on her email?
You don't understand.
I have
First
3
of all-
girls.
First of all, she's not a jappy kid.
Yeah.
She's a smart kid.
Yeah.
She's sensitive. She's not, of course she's into, like, some of the stuff that all kids are into.
Of course.
But she likes being with me and Sarah.
You
know?
think so?
I know so. I can tell you.
Listen to
when
me.
she found out that there was an after party for my show tomorrow night,
She wants to go.
she called me. I was doing a gig at Stephen Talkhouse Sunday night.
Oh, very nice.
I ran in and out.
Yeah.
She called me on the phone. She goes, "Why wasn't I informed of this party on Wednesday night? Why wasn't I told about this party?" I said, "Honey," it's going to be at 11:30 at night.
Right.
You have school the next day.
Of course.
We are leaving for L.A. for your cousin's bat mitzvah.
Look
I
at
said,
you.
You will be in bed asleep. Then last night she was haranguing me. Can I please just come down to the party because it's going to be in my building? I don't know that somebody else has said. I said, no. No, this is not a party for you. You're not coming to this party.
Well, that's good
And
mothering.
then she got pissed off at me. I don't care if she's pissed off at me.
Good for
I'm
you.
her mother.
Now you're turning me on.
Okay?
Because now you're a good parent.
not a friend.
No. The law will be laid down. And she'll be pissed off at me for exactly 2 hours, and then she loves me even more.
Of course, because you have just hit on something very important.
Yeah, this whole country
most-
has fallen apart because parents are so busy trying to, assuage their own guilt.
You've never been more attractive to me than right now, because what you're saying is the key to mothering.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to say this, people, men and women, cannot say no to their children.
No, they can't.
They want to be their friends. They want to be popular.
This is my main beef. You're not doing them a favor.
You're not doing them any favors at all. That's why she's not going to be on Facebook. Why should my kid be on Facebook? So people can harass her and harangue her. No.
But maybe you're being a little
No.
What?
That fucking Facebook is bullshit. I don't go. Yes,
Are
all
you
right.
on Facebook?
Well, yeah, but my
are.
manager does my Facebook.
Doesn't your daughter have a manager?
Business.
It's strictly business. You're not on there correspond, but you're on Twitter. I see
I'm
you
on Twitter,
there
but
with Natalie Mainsy entering it up. And didn't you recently on Twitter become best friends with Kirstie Alley herself?
I've known Kirstie from before.
But you became very close to her over Twitter.
What?
So look at the fun you're having with Twitter and Facebook.
I'm an adult. I'm in the public eye anyway. What the hell have I got to lose?
You're barely an adult.
She's my child. I will protect her. I will go to the boards for that kid.
When will she be allowed to be on Facebook? Has she said to you, Mom, I want to be on Facebook?
No, she's not going to be on Facebook.
She call you Mom or she call you Ema?
No, she goes,
Mom?
We're not living in Eretz Yisrael.
I don't know.
For fuck's sake. Yeah, she calls me Mom. She calls me Mommy, Mommy Sandy. She goes Sarah, Mommy, Mommy Sarah.
I see.
But
2 years from now, will she be on?
No, we don't want her to be on Facebook because let me tell you something.
Wow.
When kids go to college and then they try to get a job and they put all this crap up on Facebook, they can't get a job.
I think you're overprotective. What do you think of that?
I think that the world is moving too fast.
You're slowing it down for her.
I'm slowing it down for myself. I don't sit there and get suckered into the... I still have a flip phone.
Let me see.
Look at my goddamn phone.
Produce the phone. So how do you tweet?
Oh my God! Can you make
what
a call?
What a shit phone. Business must be bad. You better go to her
Samsung.
show. You got a
Samsung.
shitty Samsung phone.
I love my flip phone.
No, you don't.
I
if you had an iPhone,
Oh my God!
do you know that yesterday Apple just announced a new operating system?
Let me tell you something.
What?
I don't want to walk down the street and bump into people who are so fucking unconscious that they're twittering and tweeting and texting and they bump into people. They,
you don't have
fall
to
off
do
the
that.
curb. But this is the world we're living in. People just, it's like, be here. Be in the now. I want to see people. I like to observe people. I walk down the street. I take notes when I get home. I saw this person.
But you're
this
very
person
opinionated.
inspired me.
Did your daughter ever say to you, Mom, listen, I'm a good kid. I'm responsible.
She says that all the time.
Can't
I tell her
make
that.
some decisions like being on Facebook?
No, the Facebook thing isn't happening.
It's
she
just
knows
never
that's
gonna
not
happen.
happening.
Are there things her friends are doing that you won't allow her to do?
Oh, are you kidding me? This is the Third Reich over here.
Almost. You know what? It so happens that most of her kids, her friends, are more monitored than the average kids.
By the way, you are in the middle of this Arnold Schwarzenegger controversy.
How so?
It's so
Everyone knows.
not a controversy. This is so insane. When I was like 19 or 20 and I first moved to LA, I used to go down to the beach at Venice. Just sit on the beach.
And you were quite the sight at 19.
I was quite the sight.
You were
like
skinny.
an Auschwitz survivor.
You looked like you escaped from Auschwitz.
I was on that show.
People tried to feed you.
Yeah,
it wasn't your best look, and yet the truth is, Arnold Schwarzenegger hit on you back then. So it shows you, even no matter what condition you're in, even if you just escaped from Auschwitz, he will hit on you. What did he do?
Sitting on the
beach.
beach.
He kicked sand in your face, didn't he? And you beat him up.
I used to sit. I guess I was down in front of Gold's Beach in Venice. The Gold's.
That's where all
gem.
the bodybuilders were.
It was in the day. So he came up to me, this huge hulk of a human being.
Good-looking guy, right?
He was good-looking in those days.
Sure.
And he came in. How are you? What are you doing here? What's your name? What are you doing in town? What's Mark stuff? What's happening?
I want you to play olive oil in my movie. Yeah, and you're a skinny little
kid.
And
I'm like looking up at him. I'm like, yeah, I'm just hanging out. He's kind of like flirty and cute, and we just schmoozed, and he wandered off.
Do you think he was hitting
That
on
was
you?
it. That was it.
Yeah.
But of course, had I said to him, yeah, well, here's my number, call me, let's go out, I'm sure he would have.
Because Sandra, she ended up fucking Jay Leno one night.
Yeah, she was out there.
You were a
She was
young girl.
happening.
How old were you when that happened with Jay Leno?
Probably 20.
20 years old. She was out there. She was playing the game.
Yeah.
Jake took her to the apartment. Didn't he beat you or something with a whip or some
Spanked her.
kind? Spanked you.
He spanked me.
Yeah, I mean,
baby, let me bang your box. Ooh,
you could have been
baby,
Mrs.
let me
Jay
bang
Leno.
Your box. Never.
Never? No, you don't like him.
I don't not like him. I just think he's a schlub.
Were you surprised by Arnold's cheating? Didn't you think they had the perfect marriage?
Oh, come on. Let me tell you something.
Sandra, you know
I've
everything.
always loved Maria Shriver. She's a sweetheart. She interviewed me years ago when she was, had her show.
Seems like the ideal, strong, capable woman, right?
Yeah, and I don't understand how she got suckered into this and stayed in it for so long.
Do you think because he's Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's a famous
I think it's a
actor?
religious thing. I think, I think that the
Catholic thing?
The Kennedys have been ruled by Catholicism and their guilt and their fears.
You think she knew that he was cheating?
Oh, come on.
Really?
She's nobody's fool. Of course she knew.
Really?
You're going to tell me.
But wait a minute. Why did she get upset?
The housekeeper.
You think she knew that was going on in the house?
I think that I think people put a lot of people put a blinders on Robin. You know this.
Okay,
and maybe it was just like easier this way. And then, of course, once he became the governor, she wasn't going to she wasn't going to walk out on the situation.
Right.
These long-suffering broads, I don't get it.
You understand men. Why would he fuck this
I think he has like this fantasy. It's a Germanic, Austro-Hungary vibe,
conquering
constantly.
In a way, a friend of mine pointed out. He said to me, in a way, Arnold's always been a liar. He took steroids. The whole industry of bodybuilding is a cheat and a lie.
It's based on a house of cards.
It is.
It's constantly collapsing. Mm-hmm. Listen, my first trainer, Luis de Freitas, used to do all the competing with with Arnold. He poured the tea on Arnold a long time ago about all of that.
Do you know what? You are so worldly. Look at you at 18, 19, hanging out in Venice Beach there, Gold's Gym. But your daughter, you're going to
It's a different time.
It's a different time?
It's a different time. And I had a different, inclination. I had a mindset. I knew what I was doing.
She doesn't know what she's doing?
What kid these days knows what they're doing? And she's my daughter. It's different.
You will protect
my
her.
Parents were. They were thrilled. They didn't have to pay for college. I went to LA. I went to Charles Ross School of Beauty to learn manicuring. It was $350. I said my entire education cost $350. My father was thrilled.
Were you listen? You used to be one of these Kabbalah people, right?
Yeah, I went to Kabbalah. I got a lot out of it spiritually. And then it started to get crazy over there.
So were you surprised to read that there was some sort of financial shenanigans going on? No, you were not.
No.
You knew this.
I listen, I didn't know it for a fact, but anytime there's a situation where, you're tying spirituality in with if you give money, things are going to be better.
Right. That's a
I want to give to a lot of organizations because I know it's going to help people.
Right.
And if I have the resources, we want to spread it around. That's spirituality. But when you're telling me, write a blank check for X amount and everything is going to change, that's bullshit.
was the silliest move in your career turning down Ghostbusters? You turned down the role as secretary in the Ghostbusters.
And tell me where that girl is today.
She is shadowing Gary right now for an internship.
If I'd been offered the Sigourney Weaver role, but you know what? Hear a crazy story. Well, after I turned that down, who directed that movie? What's his name?
Ivan
Reitman hooked me up with Sigourney Weaver and Christopher Durang, the writer, and he wanted us to write a movie where me and Sigourney and Christopher are all involved in some sort of sexual hijinks.
Right.
So we tried to sit down and write this movie, and it was an exercise in futility.
You sat down in the room with Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah.
Who thought Sigourney Weaver could write?
Yeah, right. Like, why would I? I know. Listen, Ivan helped me on my movie immeasurably. I owe everything to him. But
is that true?
Oh, Ivan produced my movie.
Oh.
And he's a genius. But the thing is, this sounds like something crazy.
It was so crazy.
It was you.
It was insane. Sigourney Weaver and Christopher Durang, the playwright, who Sigourney and Christopher are very close.
I see.
They should have just given it to Christopher Durang, given him the idea, go off and write it, and let's shoot it.
Right.
Because you're not a screenwriter. And
I have. I've written movies and TV shows, but it's not, when you collaborate with people.
Oh, it's awful. And with Sigourney,
it's the worst.
Did Sigourney sit there and go, I know. I'll kiss Sandra, then...
Oh, she was titillated by the whole thing, you know what I mean? And she came over to my hotel room, she was laying on my bed. And
really? Nothing happened?
No.
What?
She's too tall.
Oh, stop it. You would go down on her in three fucking seconds.
Sigourney Weaver's not my type.
That's a lie.
Sweetie?
Oh, please.
I don't like tall people, except you.
Really?
I've always been attracted to shorter people.
If Sigourney Weaver, back in that day, when she was as hot as could be, you would not have made love to her?
No.
No kidding.
It's not my type.
Angelina Jolie, your type?
Huh.
Okay. Now we're talking.
Nishmir.
That's right.
But my girlfriend kind of has the Angelina Jolie vibe.
Does. Believe me, I know.
You know?
I know.
Not that she doesn't have the crazy vibe, though.
So Jay Leno, yes.
you like Angelina without the crazy.
I'll take a side order of Angelina.
Jay Leno.
The crazy.
Jay Leno, yes. Arnold Schwarzenegger, no. Sigourney Weaver, no. Go figure out what you're into.
We're narrowing it down.
You'll never figure it out.
I mean,
I don't need to figure it out anymore because I am dedicated to my lady.
You went down to shoot the reality show with Roseanne Barr.
Yeah, she flew me to Hawaii.
What is
the Big
that?
Island.
What is this?
Has that aired yet?
No, it starts, I think, late July on Lifetime.
All right. From what I understand, Roseanne now is living in Hawaii. She owns a farm where she farms nuts.
A macadamia nut farm.
Right. And she goes out.
She is so fucking crazy, man.
Yes. She's crazy.
She is so funny and crazy and brilliant.
So when she asked you to be on the reality show, do you feel pressure to go out there and be weird?
No, it was not weird. First place.
Yeah, but nobody wants a normal reality show.
Well, are they putting you in situations?
Yeah, but it's not. It's their first place that she had Phyllis Diller on with us as well.
Phyllis Diller is still alive?
Phyllis Diller is so sharp.
Really?
Really? She's a beautiful artist. Right. She's a virtuoso pianist.
Really?
She's as sharp as a tack. Yeah, she's going to be 94.
Wow.
She is wonderful.
That's amazing.
We went out 2 nights in a row. The first night she drank 2 martinis.
Right.
The second night she drank 3 martinis.
Yeah, why not? So she's a young 94.
She's a very young. Honey, 90 is the new 70.
Does she wear the wigs still? And yeah, she does. But she no longer has a husband, right? She had some Wolfgang Fang.
No, I don't know when her husband. Right. It's been a while.
Was she an inspiration to you as a young comedian?
Of course,
she was.
Absolutely.
Right. You weren't turned off to her style of comedy. You felt that she was very good.
When I was a kid, that was what it was.
I like Phyllis Diller.
Phyllis Diller's funny.
She was fun.
She made me laugh. These 2 days we were together, I was totally inspired.
Now, when you say 2 days that you're together, do you stay at Roseanne's farm?
No. We stayed at a hotel. They put us up at a hotel.
And they ship you in for the day to start shooting this reality show.
Yeah, we shot in the afternoon over at the farm, and then we went out to a restaurant.
Under what premise is Phyllis Diller and Sandra Bernhard brought into the...
Just friends of
You're just visiting.
Nobody asks questions. Nobody looks for a premise. They just say, get in there, get on the farm. And then what do? You farm?
Are you working?
Do you farm with
Roseanne?
She's doing
Roseanne. We went up to the organic garden.
Yeah.
And potchkeyed around up there.
Right.
And we went out to
and what are you doing? You picking the nuts? What are they? How do nuts grow? What are they, in the ground or something?
No, these nuts grow on trees. Macadamias grow on trees.
And then what does she pretend to pick the nuts off the tree?
She probably did that. She made lunch for us. We sit around and talk about, topical stuff. We go out. Her boyfriend, plays in a jazz, like he's a jazz musician.
I see.
So the second night we go to the jazz club on the island. There's crazy people. We're talking. It's just,
It's fun.
It's fun.
So you liked it.
I loved it. I think it's going to be very funny.
What do you think of this guy, Wiener, the representative?
Anthony Weiner.
Right. Well, your name is Wiener. You shouldn't be doing shit with your cock, right?
It's just unbelievable.
It really is.
But why does what is it? Why?
Because
please, somebody explain this to me.
I'll explain it to you. He doesn't really want to be a politician.
What does he want to be?
He doesn't like his life. He wanted a change.
He blew it up. That's
and he
one
blew
thing
up
for
his
sure.
life. He blew it up.
He's got this nice wife. Supposedly she's brilliant.
Yeah, why not get rid of the wife if you don't like her?
But
he's going to live.
He just married her.
I don't even think it's about the wife. I think this is also the problem with this fucking internet.
Yeah.
People just go crazy.
They do.
But I love the fact.
Think about it. You can sit in front of your computer. You can pull your cock out and shoot a picture of your cock. I mean,
Right.
That's why you don't have a camera phone. Look at what you'd be doing.
This is a problem for a man.
Right.
Or even some crazy woman. It's like, you look down, you used to take a mirror and look at your pussy. And this
Right.
was exciting.
Right.
Like the whole world,
now you're showing it to the world.
Back in the feminist day, it was like, take a hand mirror.
And look at your pussy.
Examine your vagina.
Right.
And I remember, you took a mirror and you're like, wow, this thing is groovy. It's weird.
But I'll tell you something.
It's sea creature-esque. But it's kind of like, I'm exploring my pussy. This is like a revolution.
But you didn't put it on the internet.
But I didn't take a camera and hold it down there and start shooting pictures.
You know how crazy
of my pussy.
You know how crazy this guy gets? Because
Jesus
I was
Christ.
just reading that there was one woman who says she met Anthony Weiner on the internet. And so he said, call me, gave her his number. She calls, it's his congressional office. Now that's crazy.
Jesus Christ.
They start talking, and he says to her, would you send me a picture of your vagina?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So I'm like,
no.
well, why would you, at some point, you're going to get busted doing this stuff.
Yeah, at some point.
It's too out there. Yeah.
Nobody's going to protect you. I love that. Just do it. I'll never reveal it.
Are you friends with Courtney Love?
I hung out with Courtney Love years ago, briefly.
Did you meet her because you found her laying face down in the snow?
She told me this snorri.
What snorri? What snorri?
A boring story, a snorri. I just invented a new word.
What was the snorri?
The snorri was
I love this word.
I know. That she had kind of collapsed on the Lower East Side, and I literally stepped over, and she looked at me. She says, "You Sandra Bernhard, man, I loved you in King of Comedy," and then she collapsed back down again. So when we met, she told me the snorri and reminded me. I said, "Oh yeah, I think I remember stepping over you in a snowbank on the Lower East Side."
It's amazing with you. You've had so many experiences and hung out in so many weird scenes that isn't something that stands out in your mind. Even you had to be reminded about.
I know. I just
Isn't that crazy?
I just keep going from one crazy experience, one crazy snorri to the next.
I was thinking of you. I was watching Letterman the other night, and he had on Lady Gaga. And I was thinking Lady Gaga's sort of like Madonna now. You know what I mean?
Right.
And maybe years ago you would have been friends with her or something, but I think she'd be too weird for you. You know what I mean?
Gaga moves too goddamn fast for me.
Right.
Gaga makes Madonna look practically laconic.
Yeah, right. She's very energetic.
Laconic.
Right. She's very energetic, right?
Well, not just energetic. Here's a woman who just can't stop.
Yeah.
And I said this to my daughter. I said to Cicely, I said, I worry about Gaga because I think Gaga's going to burn out. She goes, Mom, Gaga barely did anything this year. And I was like, and the schmear, what are you talking about? She didn't have a new album up. She had to put out a new album, Mom.
So you think Gaga is moving too fast, and your daughter says, no, Gaga is pacing herself properly.
Gaga has slowed down.
Would your daughter be allowed to go to the Gaga concert?
With me and some...
As a chaperone?
Yeah, sure, of course.
Okay, all right.
We watched the Gaga show on HBO. It was crazy.
Yes, for sure.
By the way, have you mentioned that I have a new album?
That's what I'm about to do. I'm about to do that.
Now that we're talking.
Here's the reason Sandra showed up today. She didn't come in for her health.
Listen, you know what? I would come down here anytime to schmooze
No, I
with
know,
you.
but I'm just saying.
You know, I'm not craven. Anybody else would have walked in and immediately said, "Listen out for my new album. I love being me." Don't you?
The new album, Sandra Bernhard's new album, is called. It's a comedy album. Love Being Me, Don't You, is available today on iTunes. Now,
It's dropping today.
Yeah.
Remember the old days when they dropped it? They drop them on it. They still drop them on a Tuesday, though.
and you look good.
Thank you.
No facelift on this girl.
No, baby.
No Botox
All
ever.
natural.
There might be a little Botox in that face.
At least I don't have a droopy eye.
You got Botox? Be
I
honest.
get a little Botox.
You
I
do?
get a little filler. Yeah.
Where
I
do
have
you
for
fill?
years.
What's a filler?
What's a filler? It's,
Yeah.
you know, I'm not going to give them any fucking promotion unless they're planning on kicking back some dough my way.
What does it cost to get this Botox in your face? It's expensive, though, right?
You know, it varies depending on how much you get done.
Maybe I
I
should
don't
get
do
some
it
of
very
these.
often.
You know, my daughter had her prom, and I'm in one picture because I was the photographer, but they turned the camera on me. I saw this picture. I was going to throw up.
It was like the camera turned on you.
Oh, my God.
The
And
digital cameras make you
terrible.
look like hell.
They do.
I like film. Film is where it's at.
I know you could hide in the film.
Film
is forgiving.
It has dimension to it.
Why are you shooting in digital, Howard?
Well, why? Because this is it. This is what the technology is.
What are you going to do? You got to have any choice. Nobody has any film left.
So you get what they call filler. Where do they fill in the?
You do a little bit in your laugh lines, a little bit in your frown line, and that's all I do.
That's it.
That's it.
Because you look young.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Like, I mean, you can't blow your face up like a balloon. You start looking like
Some people do.
You start looking like some sort of a sea creature.
I
I still
always
want to look
admired
like
you.
me.
Everyone always told you, "Oh, get a nose job, is that," and you resisted all that, and you look fantastic.
Yes. By the way, before I forget, I did a little show called "Are We There Yet?" It's on TBS. It's a black family comedy show.
You're in
And
a black show?
Who played my mother?
Who?
Joan Rivers.
No kidding.
Yeah, I
Well,
play
that's
a
an honor.
cop, and she's in jail.
You're on a black show where
Yeah.
Joan Rivers is
And
your
how
mother.
did the two of you white people get in it?
Yeah, why are you on a black show?
Because the children love me. You know that. They always have.
And the black people, how do you interact with black people on this show? I mean, why I don't
Because
understand.
I play a desk sergeant, and the lead woman gets arrested
I see.
for talking back to a cop. And my mother, played by Joan Rivers, has stabbed my father, her husband.
I see.
And you know something? I realized I had never really met Joan before.
Right.
And had never really worked with her.
Was
we had
she
such,
kind to you? Was she a
was
fan
so
of yours?
nice.
Yeah.
So sweet.
Right.
And it's her birthday tomorrow.
I would think the two of you would get along very well.
We hit it off. And I know you know Joan and love Joan.
I do.
So we had a good time. I just thought.
I like that you're working on black shows now. Good
That's
for you.
your new, I think you should just take that as your niche.
Right.
But you know,
The one white
I'm the
woman.
white person who does black shows.
I was discovered by Paul Mooney. You know that.
And the black people were nice to you? They accepted
wait.
you?
Oh, honey, they love me.
Black people like you?
Black people love me.
Wouldn't it be great if they brought back the Jeffersons and Sandra was in it?
Yeah.
That's right.
She could be
Wheezy. I was going to sneezy, squeezy.
Louise.
Snore. It was one of my great stories.
All right, look. Again, Sandra, this is a big day for her. Her album, as she says, dropped.
Dropping.
It's dropping right now as we speak. And,
As long as my tits aren't dropping.
Right.
Yeah, the right thing is dropping the album.
My
How
ass,
are those titties?
My ass and my tits.
You used to show your titties on stage? You used
No.
to. You used to wear because your daughter's
Well, no,
older.
but I still wear like zhuzhy, sexy. By the way, Ralph Rucci designed my entire wardrobe.
But I
for
remember
the
one
show.
time you came out almost nude.
As if your fan base is going to run out and buy Ralph Rucci, but he is a doll.
Yeah, but you hear what I'm saying. You used to walk out naked.
Right.
On the stage.
Listen, if I had to, I'd be proud.
You would do it.
Yeah, I would do it.
Is that sending the right message to your daughter? Do you tell her you walked out on stage naked? Do you tell her that?
I walked through the apartment naked. Who cares?
I like that you won't let her get Facebook, but you're running around naked. All right, listen to me.
I know how to control it.
Sandra's new comedy album, I Love Being Me, Don't You, is available today on iTunes. Congratulations.
Thank you, baby.
And any tickets, additional tour dates, or just to generally get involved with Sandra, go to sandrabernhard.com.
And of course, I follow you on Twitter. Are you following me on Twitter? You don't even give a shit. Do you give a shit
every
about
day.
Twitter?
You know what? I stopped. I mean,
you got so hot and heavy into it, and then boom.
Boom. I burn out because people were criticizing everything I tweeted. And then I started tweeting sexy pictures of Beth. And did you see those?
Of course I did.
Yeah, and, everyone's
but
like,
you know what? Everybody's a critic. This is my point.
Right.
That's the whole point of I love being me, don't you? Because the whole culture now is everybody's a star. It's far gone beyond anything Andy Warhol ever predicted, the 15 minutes of fame. Everybody wants to be a fucking
Honey,
star.
I follow you. How come you don't know that?
Because you've never tweeted me.
And I see that you and Natalie Maines have a conversation going.
You're watching her and Natalie.
Well, yeah, they have a personal yesterday the
But
whole
don't
day.
forget, I've
Honey,
been
I
friends
wish you
with
were
Natalie.
here. We'd be drinking a wine.
I know, I know,
I read the whole thing. I'm there. I enjoy it.
We got to get Natalie back to the East Coast once in a blue moon, not because she goes to Hawaii all the time.
Well, she likes it there.
But she knows she's finally singing again. I think she and the girls are doing a new album.
Well, that's smart. That's what she
remember
does.
we talked about that.
Sandra and I get
got
together.
One of the most incredible
You
voices.
decide what the Dixie Chicks should be doing.
Yeah, I got together with Sandra.
We advised Natalie Maines to get her ass back in the recording studio because who sings better than Natalie Maines?
No one.
I'll be honest with you. Sandra and I were sitting there one day staring at each other, and I said, "What's with that Natalie?" And she goes, "I don't know." And I go, "I don't know either." Then we talked behind Natalie's back for a good 15, 20 minutes.
Because you love her.
And then I said, "What's wrong with her that she won't fucking sing?"
Yeah, what's she thinking?
I think she needed a break after that whole, kerfuffle with, when she critiqued George Bush. I mean, those fucking rednecks came down on her ass.
It got to her.
So fucking hard. She's not like us, She's a sensitive soul.
Right.
She doesn't want to put up.
She doesn't want to mix it
her
up.
bulletproof vest of emotion.
Right. She's an artist, and I think her mind did get blown.
Not that we don't.
Not that you aren't an artist.
And not that we.
I'm not. I'm proud to say. There's nothing artful about me.
Nothing artful about you.
Goddamn right. Don't call me an artist. I'll punch you in the face. Sandra's an artist, and so is Natalie. That's right. All right, look.
Yes.
I could talk to you all day, but I'm not going to do that because I want to get out of here at some point.
Sandra.
Yes.
So much was made today of your parenting style.
Yeah.
Were you taking Howard's advice into account, or is it just going in one ear out the other?
Howard and I have very serious conversations about parenting, and I respect Howard immensely because I think he's done a really nice job with his 3 girls. And it's not easy when you're like Howard and the divorce, and it's a fine, sensitive line to walk.
Right. Just having 3 daughters as a male, I think.
Exactly. I mean, what a heavy thing. It's heavy having 3 daughters.
And then other factors being thrown into the mix, it makes it that much more difficult.
Exactly.
So is he really not this liberal parent that he's making himself out to be?
I don't think Howard's so liberal.
Well, he's trying to imply that you're too strict, that you're almost a hypocrite.
No, but he agreed that was the way to be. I mean, ultimately, did you hear it? I mean,
well, it's like you can't necessarily practice what you preach because you have to.
But I'm surprisingly conservative in many ways. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I'm a very disciplined person. What I do on stage as a performer and an artist, I mean, you can't walk out there and be like a Christian fundamentalist. I mean, you got to give them glamour and excitement. But I look at the world in a certain way, and I think that I cover all the territory of being a person I admire in myself, and that's all I can do.
So your showbiz performances don't translate into your parenting approach or anything?
Well, I think they do in the sense of being like, open to people's lifestyles, and not being judgmental. But other than that, no. We keep a pretty tight ship, but we have a lot of fun too. It's not, it's not a bummer household.
but no social networking whatsoever. I mean, that's.
Well, I do it. I have to do it for my work, but not for her.
At what age? Well, when she's 18, is it? Then
well, at a certain point, I can't control it, but I would advise her not to do it.
Hey, you know what? If I were a parent, I think I would feel the same way.
When you're a parent.
A lot of creepos out there.
When you're a parent, you'll agree with me. Believe me.
All right, Sandra.
Thanks, honey. Bye, guys.
What do you got for us, Steve?
Anthony Weiner can learn from Howard Stern. If only the congressman had paid attention to Howard, writes Rob Eshman at JewishJournal.com.
Really?
Howard rule number 1, Eshman says, be honest. When you can't express your urges, Eshman writes, they can overtake you. To various degrees, Eshman concludes, each one of us is, as the theme song here goes, a tortured man.
Mm-hmm.
Meantime, another prominent online voice taking note of an aim at Ronnie the limo driver.
Hey, by the way, speaking of Anthony Weiner, you bring up a good point. I mean, the front page of the newspaper today when you wake up, I mean, this is better than any reality show. So Huma...
Huma's home.
Mrs. Weiner is home. Yeah, Huma's home. And they got a pic. You know, I felt bad for her in the sense that, like, what did she do wrong that she's now being hounded by the paparazzi?
Right.
But anyway, she pulls up in the car to her house, you know, to where her and Anthony Weiner live. And she's coming home from her job with Hillary Clinton. So yesterday, that means at some point in the night, she walked in and Anthony Weiner's sitting there. What the fuck? I'm thinking, I was obsessed with this morning. I'm thinking, okay,
Anthony. What is the greeting?
I think it's like I'm not like, oh, hi, honey. What's, you know, like, I can't do that.
Here's dinner.
Like, okay, come on, let's get on with our lives.
I made you a nice dinner.
I mean, I guess you kind of just sit in your room and then you kind of meander out. And you walk out to greet her, and you don't go and kiss her or hug her. I mean, he's got to know that. So, although maybe he's so arrogant, he does. Now, he's got to be humbled by this. So what's the move? Does he kind of like, oh, honey, I'm so sorry. I think he'd come right out and start doing apologies.
On your knees, you crawl out.
I so apologize. I'm so sorry. I'm getting help. I mean, what do you say? There has to be a camera on this.
We need to know.
Oh, I wish I was a ghost.
And you never get that answer. How did you break the news? How did you first say hello when she came home?
It would be great if he was like in that pose of his where he's naked and he has his hand over his cock and he's just like,
honey,
look, it's all yours.
I'm doing it for you now.
I'm fully shaven, even my armpits. There's no ball hair. Let's go. What do they say to each other? I mean, I know they probably talked on the phone, but not much. Oh, I wish. What does he even like? What does he say?
I don't even know how she comes home.
Oh my God! Well, listen, she's got to go home sometime, even to get her stuff.
Yeah, but should he be there? I don't know.
And there's reporters all over the house, and they're taking their picture.
And you're being watched, everything you do.
And look at the front page of the paper. He's got to be freaking out. Hoomer returns as Rat Weiner, eyes quitting.
Yeah. You're married to a rat.
Meanwhile,
where's my rat?
Meanwhile, I mean, I don't even think. I mean, there are politicians who have done way worse and haven't been called rats.
Yeah, but that's what he's being called in the press.
Yeah. And she, married him thinking he was an up-and-comer and she was going to be the first lady of New York and blah, 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 blah.
This was a knight with shiny armor.
She's going to be the first lady of New York City. It's going to be great. They'll go out with the Clintons, blah, blah, blah. And now all of a sudden he's rat.
Gracie Mansion, city, balls and festivities.
I could have married a lot of guys. Look at me now. Now I'm married to a Mrs. Rat. I'm a rat.
Mrs. Rat.
I mean, for Christ's sake.
And I'm carrying a rat's baby.
I'm a rat by association. Listen to me. You better fix this. I will.
There's no fixing it. How do you fix it?
I don't want this. Wait, how am I going to go with Hillary and Bill to dinner? Yeah, he's disgusting. Look at him. I mean, who texts? Get a blowjob. You better build a time machine, sir. And go back in time and undo this. And is he like going like, listen, baby, I would never cheat on you. This wasn't cheating. I got caught up in something. I know it's silly, but or does he just, what does he do? You know what? Maybe sit on the bed with a gun in your mouth.
Oh.
Then she's got to. Right?
Maybe she says, shoot. Shoot.
She's probably like, is that a real gun?
I don't believe it.
Listen, Huma. I don't want you going back to that disgusting rat man. You come stay with me and Hillary at our house. That's it. What he did to you is terrible. Terrible. I mean, you're hot. You understand what happened with me and Hillary, right? We got old, that's all. She kept herself in shape like you.
We were married more than a year.
Huma, you're in shape. Who knows what's going on? I'm sorry, Steve. I didn't mean to interrupt.
So Bob Lefsetz, writing about the sometimes inverse correlation between talent and Twitter popularity. Lefsetz declaring, quote, if Twitter was about talent, Ronnie the limo driver would be bubbling up. Ronnie responding in his inimitable style, quote, screw him and his article. If he wants to make it like I'm stupid, be my guest.
Well, Ronnie is stupid because he doesn't understand. Lefsetz was actually...
It sounded like a compliment.
It was complimenting him. I read the article. He was talking about Lady Gaga. And what he was saying is that it's the music stupid. He's saying that Lady Gaga's running around with the costumes and the carrying on and the attitude and the Twitter followers. He goes, it doesn't matter if you have 10 million Twitter followers. The album tanked. And he's saying if Twitter followers meant something, then Ronnie the limo driver would be the biggest star in the world. He's got 100,000 followers. He's not putting you down. What's the matter with you?
Well, that's not the way you put it to me yesterday,
I read it
Steve.
to you. I read it to you.
You made it sound like I was stupid.
I just read it.
Oh, stop it now.
Quote. He was actually complimenting you.
Well, thank you. All right.
I mean, he wasn't being negative.
Right, whatever. 104,000.
All right.
Nice.
There you go. You're like Lady... Well, his point is that with all of her followers...
She didn't sell a lot of albums?
He's saying that the fans went to Adele. Why did they go... was Adele's album big and Gaga's bombed? Because Adele's got a good album. That's the music business. I never met this Lefsetz, but suddenly I'm quoting him every minute. I might have to have him on. How's your TV show stuff going? What's going on, man? When are we going to really see something? What's going on?
Don's working on stuff.
So you're in a negotiation?
So you're now not in the conversation. Don's taking care of everything?
Yes, ma'am.
Is Don taking care of it or Don Buchwald and Associates?
Don Buchwald and Associates.
Right.
They're taking care of it.
Yeah, I think Don laced into Ronnie.
Really?
Yeah. I think he basically said to Ronnie, listen, don't go telling people Don Buchwald's working. It's Don Buchwald and
I didn't
Associates.
say he's the one.
That's what I'm thinking.
Don Buchwald and Associates, okay?
Don't say Don Buchwald's working on it.
Well, it's the name of the company.
He's ashamed to be representing you. Don't you get it?
Yeah.
Right.
The Don Buchwald and Associates are working on...
Right. He's helping you out.
Right.
By putting one of his agents on it.
Exactly.
Right.
And...
You're represented by Associates.
That's what I said.
No, you said Don's working on it. Don doesn't want to be associated with you.
He is, but he isn't.
Right.
No, but the one...
Maybe just say you're being represented by Associates of Don Buchwald. All right.
All right. The one guy...
Well, you know what he said to you. No, Ronnie said to me, Don told me, make sure you say Don Buchwald and Associates because you're not being represented by Don Buchwald. I go, yeah, because you don't want you running around saying, it's
just
embarrassing.
Just say you're represented by Associates.
Oh, he didn't say it was embarrassing.
But that's what I'm telling you he means.
No, he didn't.
You know I have to explain everything.
Like that.
What do you think he means?
Now you understand Don, but you don't understand.
No, but I know he's the one guy he's talking to directly because he knows him.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
The guy from Fox.
Okay. All right. Take it easy.
All right.
I'm just telling you.